Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. It's Happer and Mike.
All right, good morning and welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It is Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the Zone Radio Network. I am Connor Happer alongside Mike Schaefer, Joey Warcola. Hi, guys. Good morning. What's up?
Good morning, gents.
Good morning.
You're all zoned out.
Yeah, he's very zoned out.
Big zone boy.
You got a zone remote here?
Yeah, I got to go out to test out the connection over at Miracle
the
Hills.
great line test.
Yeah, we've been hearing about this line
Yeah,
test
so-
for a
yes.
few weeks now.
Yeah.
So me and Nick are going to go drive out over there and then go to the Phoenix right afterwards to do another line test.
So did you feel like because of this line test, you needed to sort of look?
You got to zone it up.
Well, yeah, they
specific
need,
way.
they
You're
need
go-
to know who's representing the zone.
You're going to a golf course, so maybe you should put on a collar.
That's true.
They would
I was-
probably
I
won't
was-
let you in.
I was thinking about
He
that.
has a collar that he
He
can wear
does.
for
He's
it.
got a great zone shirt, a zone polo. He just went with the zone regular shirt, zone casual.
Yeah, I almost went with the polo today, but it's not great outside, so I just wanted to wear a zone T-shirt.
Oh, it'll be better today than yesterday. Yesterday seemed
I step out of
seemed
my
like a day to stay inside when given the opportunity.
I step out of my apartment and it's already miserable.
Oh yeah. The your glasses fog up.
Yep.
You know, one of those things. We're in the
It's one of those deals.
it's bad times.
the
We're-
swamps of August.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. That's what they call the dog days of camp, right?
Yeah.
I feel
Good luck
like
with that,
we're,
Dan.
we're in camp as well.
This is camp.
Yeah. So welcome. It is a Wednesday show, and today is a very special day. The Chunkies are today.
Yeah.
I apologize for not having much build up for this, but I thought we usually do it this week, and I think Wednesday might be the best day for it.
Yeah.
Considering we don't have any other, big segments that we do on Wednesday. So let's do it today. The Chunkies are today. I have bestowed 11 honors upon the three chunks
Okay.
of games. Schaefer, you could add to it if you'd like
I
to.
am going to follow along and pepper in where it seems fit. This is my first chunky, so
Okay.
I don't want
All right.
to come in guns blazing. This is
Okay.
a learning opportunity.
All right.
It's a chance to see how things work.
Same thing with me. I got to see how this whole thing works.
Oh, so you guys are
It's
just
really
going
going to
to
be
sit
graphic building.
there? You guys are just going to sit there and watch?
Oh no, I'll have commentary.
Okay, good. All right.
I'll provide something.
All right, good. But the Chunkies are coming up at 8 o'clock today. Sam McEwen is coming on the show today. And we'll, of course, talk some Husker football and all the things that happened yesterday in the world as well. I woke up to another notification that the Royals had lost by 1 to the
Wow.
Dodgers. Did they blow it late? Probably. Let's find out together.
Ooh,
I thought
are
they
we
lost
doing a
in-
box score of the
I-
day that just comes from yesterday?
I thought they lost in like 10 innings.
Oh, that makes even more sense. I wonder who gave up the lead. Was it Lucas Erceg? Lucas Erceg took the loss yesterday.
Oh wow.
I mean, they gave up a run in the bottom of the 10th inning. I bet it. I was.
It was a
right.
Manfred man that scored.
It was a Manfred man.
Well,
Manfred
that's what
man's
they call
Earth man.
The ghost runner at second to start the 10th.
Oh,
The Manfred man.
yeah, oh, I didn't know that.
Well, that's I guess what the Cleveland broadcast calls it.
That's good. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, Max Muncy singled on a sharp line drive to center fielder Kyle Isbell. Shohei Ohtani scores. Freddie Freeman to third. Kyle Tucker to second. Oh, so the bases were loaded. So they were hosed.
They got after Evan Phillips, I guess, because Blake Snell made his return. You know, Blake Snell, one of the 13 all-star pitchers on the Dodgers 5-man rotation.
Mhm.
Blake Snell
That's right.
returned for the first time this season. I
I'm
believe.
aware of that. Yeah,
And struck out. Not the first time this season. I guess he pitched.
I think he was like perfect through 3. And
Yeah.
he was
How many-
rocking and rolling
How many
last
games
night.
has he pitched this year?
Not very
2.
much.
He
Yeah,
threw one
Yeah.
game in May and decided too much work for me.
Yep.
We'll come back in August and I'll be ready to go in October.
but he'll be ready to rock for 5 2/3 innings in, the World Series this year before they take him out.
Right.
Great point from Headley on YouTube. It's really impressive how Snow White Happer looks. It's like a light bulb with a beard.
Yeah, it looks
does.
even more than yesterday.
Yeah, we thought yesterday was bad. I
Yeah.
do look incredibly white.
Is it the reflection off of the window behind you that creates like a particularly illuminating effect?
I don't know.
Because I'm looking at you and you are not as white as you appear. I'm not as white as I appear.
Does that make it better?
You look a bit better.
Okay. Yeah, it's just that light.
This guy?
Yep.
So we need new lights in here.
No.
They just changed
careful.
the lights.
Yeah, we don't need new.
Yeah,
we don't need new lights.
You need
because
dimmer lights?
We need dimmer lights, or I don't know. Maybe we could just turn the light off, like some shows have done.
Joey,
before.
kill the lights. Let's see what we look like here in the the StreamYard with no lighting.
It could be really, really bad. Let's all find.
Oh, I kind of like it. This is fun.
I don't know what makes for a better YouTube, better video product.
Dark as possible? I think so.
I still think I look
You
somehow
wanna just
extremely white.
Pummel people. Well, there's only so much you can do.
I know. I just am an extremely white person.
You are a white person.
That's okay. We'll probably keep the lights on during the show.
Okay.
It was fun to see, though.
It was fun to see. I like to see it.
So, we get to see the illumination outside.
Ah!
Oh, wow. That was terrifying.
Devo says no lighting, only lightning. Yeah, apparently it's storming again. What's going on around here? There's a lot of storms going on.
Storm cell season?
I guess it's storm cell season. Like I said, Sam McKeon will join the show today. We'll have the Chunkies coming up at 8:00, where we give Nebraska some awards for their schedule and a variety of other topics going on today. We'll free ball. And I have a question about Nebraska football as it pertains to 2026 that I thought of yesterday, and I haven't really addressed in my mind since the 7:00 topic.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I'm not touching this. We'll see what happens.
Really?
Well, yeah, no, I meant like I'm not going to. I don't know where it's going to go.
Do you have thoughts?
What I meant is I'm not going to text you and be like, I need more information on this.
Do you
Just
need more
on
information?
its base level? Well, I have thoughts like, okay, I don't want to give the topic away.
Who was worse at their job last year? Dylan Raiola or John Butler?
I think to me it should seem fairly obvious, but
Okay.
I don't know. We'll have that discussion.
Basically, I was trying to figure out, like, where is Nebraska going to dramatically improve more, quarterback or defense?
Yeah,
we can get into that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if you wanted to have the discussion now.
It's good to tease it, I guess. 7:00. 7:00. It's coming up. That is the question that we have for you on the show. It was great to be around royalty last night. Nebraska broadcaster royalty Kevin Kugler.
Soft hands?
In his soft hands, went into the Nebraska Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame. Our sincere congratulations to him. He gave a great sarcastic speech.
Sarcastic?
I mean, he definitely had I think he had the funniest speech.
That's not a surprise.
The most self-deprecating speech. Okay.
And then did Bishop get roasted in there just because, or
John got some shout outs. Stacy got some shout outs. But yes, they were both, I believe, told to sit down or stop commenting during the speech, sarcastically. But
how was McMaster?
He was great. He was hobnobbing, with everybody that he possibly
did. He meet a new Ren Baker?
Well, I think, he tried to shake Kevin's hand, but Kevin wouldn't allow it because he didn't want to talk about how he had soft hands anymore.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
So there was no handshake between the two.
Okay. I need more information on the soft hand story.
I do too. Matt said that.
So last Thursday, during the crossover, Josh and Matt were celebrating that preseason football was back. So they shook hands. And then Matt commented to Josh saying that his hands are like the second softest behind
Kevin Kugler.
Something like that.
He has a running Rolodex of who has the softest hands. In his brain, which he also has a running list of good ranch dressings, which I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, this all tracks. I mean, the guy sat here and rattled off 47 soups for some reason.
Yeah.
So I think lists are just part of what you get there.
And so I think Kevin was offended that he was being told that he has incredibly soft lady hands by Matt McMaster.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having soft hands.
Well, maybe not.
So I guess maybe he just didn't want to. Maybe he didn't want to like add another submission into Matt's list. Like, what if his hands were even softer at the ceremony than the first time?
It's possible. They probably were. He was wearing a suit.
So naturally,
the hands get softer.
Like, did he soften up his hands before public events?
I mean, you're cleaned up. I imagine the
Yeah.
hands soften, rather than just being out after a long day's work as a broadcaster.
Long day's work, indeed. Indeed.
Everybody cleaned up very nicely. It was good to see folks. So congratulations to the class.
How are
which
the
was
go ahead.
Kevin. Shout out to Steve Lundy. Shout out to Ken Shemick. Shout out to John Nicely. All legends. It was a hell of a class.
Yeah, what a class.
And just
going in.
absolutely heavy hitters.
Oh, you want a media person that you might have seen for most of your life if you're in your 30s? Oh, here you go.
No kidding. Yeah.
So that's truly remarkable group right there. I am curious. So how are the unrecorded crossovers driving to and from Omaha?
Good. We weirdly ended up talking mostly about Nebraska football.
Oh no.
Which I was not a fan of.
Oh
It's
no.
I think they're gonna be pretty good this year. I'm like, yeah, I guess they're gonna be pretty good this year.
Oh no.
I don't know. Yeah.
You were put in a Kool-Aid car?
They didn't
It was a Kool-Aid car?
Yeah. It just didn't really. I can't remember what
There's
else.
a graphic for you.
I'm sure I tried to steer the
Kool-Aid
conversation.
Man on wheels, Matt and Happer in it.
I'm
driving to Lincoln.
I'm sure I tried to steer the conversation away from Nebraska football at some point, but it really just ended up being about
The man
that.
loves talking about football.
He really does. And I'm not going to stop him. We kind of went, he was arguing kind of with me and kind of with Air about Zay Flowers and the amount of money he got paid. And I'm like, what? Zay Flowers is good. What's the problem? He's like, I just wouldn't spend that much money on him. I can't believe
Of course you wouldn't. You're a Chicago Bears fan. You've never seen a wide receiver with success in your life.
I just can't believe that he got $35
the greatest
million.
wide receiver of his life.
And Bijan Robinson got $22 million. I'm like, Matt, I don't care about
In
this.
his defense, maybe it had something to do with that AFC championship against the Chiefs where he fumbled at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that was brutal.
It's probably had something to do with that.
Brutal.
Yeah. I was like, I like Zay Flowers. I think I'd pay Zay Flowers a lot of money.
Like, some of it is you have to, right?
He was like, no, you can't because he doesn't catch touchdowns. And I'm like, well, he does catch 80-yard passes a lot. He's the fastest dude in the league. I didn't care enough to really argue with him, but I was just kind of poking him. I'm like, I kind of like Zay Flowers.
This should have been recorded somehow, so that way we could play back the conversation.
That was toward the end of the drive. We were getting off at the interstate in Lincoln, and all right, we're almost there.
Did he have any random story of something that happened to him between when you last saw him, when you would see him again to pick him up?
Well, no, he did admit it, this wasn't his fault. He did get an Uber to my house.
Oh,
yeah. And I was like, I'll come pick you up. I wasn't going to go all the way downtown to pick him up, but I was like, I'll pick up somewhere. And he's like, I'll just go get an Uber to your house. And I was like, all right, fair warning. It's going to take you to the wrong place because my address isn't real yet.
Yeah.
And then he calls me. He's like, hey, I'm at this place. I'm like, all right. I came outside and there he was a block away.
Yeah, you waved him down.
Wearing a suit, and it was 100 degrees outside. It's great. It was awesome. That's my experience with Matt. I tried to get him to listen to baseball last night on the way home, and he was just
talked over it.
Talking the whole time. Yeah.
You weren't going to listen to anything other than Matt.
I was like, hey, I kind of turned
You got
up.
your own in-car sports talk radio, and you can't turn it off. The signal is incredibly strong.
I kind of turned it
the
up.
strongest signal you will ever have is him in the passenger.
Let's listen to Jake. Jake Eisenberg was on the radio last night. Hey, let's listen to Jake. And he's like, oh yeah, Jake, and then he just kept on talking about something else.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
which is fine.
Just incredible. It's like a sports talk or a podcast, and it's just right there in your car.
He is right there in the palm of my hand, which is
like DraftKings.
You have it on your app. You have it on a variety of different things. But if you're lucky enough to have it in your front seat, you got to take advantage of it. And I did last night.
Oh, man.
All right. We want to hear from you all today. 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You could call or text that number. Tweeted us at @HappenSchafe, at Connor Happer, at Mike J. Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. You can email Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com and the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
Who's that huge
And we say good morning to our YouTube streamers today. Hello, YouTube. Also, a reminder, we have 6 bonus entries to give away to potentially, to another raffle ticket to get into the Oregon game drawing. Who knows? I mean, we have 3 days left in the week, 3 shows left in the week, 2+ shows left in the week. Schaefer only has 1 show left in the week after today.
True.
And so we're going to, find a way to give these raffle tickets away, basically. I might just say at some point during the show, hey, call right now, or hey, tweet right now, or hey, say something right now.
Say something right now.
I know. So you never know when that might happen during the show. But yes, congratulations to the Nebraska Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame class last night. Great speeches, well-produced videos. I learned a lot. And man, there were some broadcasting heavy hitters. I was thinking we were sitting pretty close to like the WOWT table.
Okay.
And I was thinking how jealous my parents would have been because we were in such close proximity to the entire WOWT staff, because all they do all day is just watch WOWT.
That's amazing. I just went and got like photos of them. Like, my mom would be so fired up right now.
If only my parents could see this right now. Let's look at all these people. This is going on right now. Man, I just you're rubbing elbows with the best of the best, which was fantastic. And congrats to our Hall of Famer now, Kevin Kugler. We already have Neil. Neil did a great job yesterday and appeared in, I believe, every video as a mentor to everyone.
That is incredible.
I think he maybe didn't appear in the John Nicely video, but he definitely appeared in all of the other ones.
Wow. Neil, what a guy.
He's everywhere, man. Somebody, I can't remember who made the joke. I guess it was probably Kevin. He's like, yeah, Neil, couple of years down the line, he'll probably have started another radio station by now. So shout out to Neil Delkin, the GOAT of radio in Nebraska. All right, we'll take a break. We will be back. We are rocking and rolling on a Wednesday on Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone. As I've said before, shout out to all my 6 a.m. listeners, 6 a.m. hour, the hardiest of the listeners. So the first one of you to tweet at us right now at Happen Schaefer in the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed gets a bonus entry into the Oregon trip. Do it.
Very, very nice.
Run at Happen Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. And you must at us, and you don't have to say anything in particular. Just say, hello, I'd like a bonus trip to, a bonus entry to the Oregon trip.
There you go.
Okay,
So
let's
remember,
go.
you can still enter online as well, and they'll have bonus entries next week and the week after. And I think there's one more week that we do it again.
Yep. So
I mean, come on.
So how many have we given away now?
We have now given away, after this one comes in, 5.
Okay, so we got half of them left.
Half of them left.
Wow. Okay.
So tweet at us right now at Happen Schaefer in the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. And the first person to do that and mention like something about how you want the bonus entry or some, don't just tweet at us like normal stuff. Then you're
What if they send
you're gonna
you
get signed
a
up.
GIF of ducks, or
A GIF of ducks?
What if they send you a picture of a Tree City USA sign?
I could do that.
Okay.
Then I would probably get the point
Okay.
by then. Yep. So first person to do it at Happen Schaefer right now is our winner of at least the raffle ticket. Anyway, yesterday, huge news at a Minnesota Vikings camp. And by huge, I mean tiny.
Very tiny.
Their options for quarterbacks were thing 1 and thing 2.
Yeah.
if you're
And,
watching on the stream, you
they,
got it.
They decided to go with thing 2 yesterday. Kyler Murray is the starting quarterback for the Vikings. Mike Schaefer, your thoughts?
I am stunned that Kyler Murray, a quarterback who has played in the NFL for multiple seasons, a former first-round pick, a former first overall pick, a guy who had taken a team to the playoffs at least once, someone that I think people would agree has talent. Now, it can be harnessed and pointed in the right direction. We'll find out. Was able to beat out someone who, at one point during fall camp, struggled on 3 consecutive passes against air in a red zone drill.
Why are there still some people who are like very much in the JJ hive?
I don't know.
What's going on? This almost feels like a cult.
We've talked about this where there's just this element where people have just decided someone is the guy, and they believe for whatever reason that this individual is definitely going to be the savior or the quarterback of the future or all of these different things. And they've just convinced themselves of this despite all possible information that they could have. And that's where some people are. I mean, it's just what it is. And I don't understand it because I'm someone who never wanted JJ McCarthy from the start.
Right.
And now he's been exactly as I expected, which was way underdeveloped at Michigan, was not asked to be a quarterback in any kind of like run the offense sense.
Even if you were excited
He was
about
always an after effect of what Michigan was attempting.
that's what I thought too. But like, even if you were excited about JJ McCarthy and you're like, yeah, I think this guy could be a good NFL player. Haven't you seen enough by this point to realize, I mean, not that his career is over, but that, they need to probably move in a different direction.
I think that JJ McCarthy has the ability to play in the NFL. Like, I don't question that. I question the fit with a team that asked him to throw a lot when he never did it in college. I question the fit with a team where it's premium to be able to layer accuracy because of how the play design works for Kevin O'Connell. Something he never had to do at Michigan because he had 1 or 2 reads. And oh, by the way, was on the team of which the biggest cheating scandal in college football has occurred in the last 40 years.
He knew the plays.
Might have had some extra information where some people might be lined up or what they may be doing. I don't know. So, and then on top of all of that, in the biggest games, they didn't even have him throw. Yeah. So why would you think that someone in his 2nd or 3rd year making the jump from college to the NFL without all of these reps of throwing, without having to be put in situations like this, would just come in and have success with an offense that's built around the idea of a veteran quarterback who has plus arm talent? Like, people may not like Kirk Cousins, but he was a clear fit in that offense because his brain allowed him to find the open receivers get them the ball because he's diagnosed thousands of defenses and coverages. something that JJ McCarthy has never done. Same with like Sam Darnold was considered a bust until he went to this offense that proved that he has the ability to do these things. And then he goes on and you replace it with someone who had none of the same traits at all. Like, yes, he's a great athlete.
Stay in the same mold.
He might be a wonderful, intangible soft skills guy. But when it comes to
eye black,
he's clearly a very competitive individual. All of these things are true. None of it helps when your actual quarterbacking skills are so underdeveloped. And like it was dumbfounding that they made him the starting quarterback last year. It would have been malpractice to do it again this year.
They went, I like the way you put that. They went in like a completely different direction mold from a quarterback of what they didn't have to get the next Kirk Cousins, but it would have been helpful if they had got a really experienced guy with a bunch of starts under his belt and a bunch of college starts under his belt. It'd been like, maybe this guy doesn't have all of the things, but he at least can process.
Right.
And like,
then they
that would have been a great jumping off point.
You compound it by taking him 10th overall. You traded up through to the Jets, who were never going to take him because you were somehow worried that the Broncos, who were never going to take him, was going to take a guy who really was a day 2 or day 3 quarterback. But you convinced yourself you had to take him in the 10th pick. And then your GM then has to build everything to give this guy the opportunity, because why else do you take a quarterback other than to take advantage of the rookie salary scale? So, it's just all of the moves that they made to lead to this point. Now, of course it was going to be Kyler. Like he signs there for $2.5 million because it's the best opportunity in the league.
Is it weird that Kyler, it is the best opportunity, like for an open quarterback spot that did not have a quarterback that you could immediately go in and have success in? And for Kyler, like, you're going from an organization in the Cardinals to the Vikings. It's bad organization with, at the very least, solid organization. Like that's very enticing. Are you surprised though that it happened? It seems early.
So Kevin O'Connell basically said he wanted a month of the person being known as the starter,
get them all,
get the majority of the reps. I also think that there's an element of this where if they're going to move JJ McCarthy, they're going to do it here. Carson Wentz is the third string quarterback. I think they'd be comfortable with him being the backup behind Kyler.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, if he doesn't get hurt last year, there's a world where the Vikings end up winning the division because they somehow only finished one game back.
But then they had to do Max Brosmer.
Max Brosmer.
They sure
is
did.
he still around?
Max Brosmer is still around.
All
I
right.
think he's like the 4th quarterback at the moment. So he could end up as your emergency quarterback. So I'll be curious they have their first game on Saturday against the Giants. I would be curious how much JJ McCarthy plays and if they try to set it up where it all just is very good looking for him.
Schaefer's fired up for Vikings preseason.
Yeah, but
I probably won't watch a single second of it.
If they fabricate a situation where it's like, oh, JJ looks good, then all the JJ Hive people were going to come out and be like, well, look, are we sure that he's the
I don't think they care. I think they're willing to trade the JJ Hypers with JJ.
Are the
probably
McCarthys like the Teefies of Nebraska?
It kind of seems like
there's some similarity there.
There are some strong, very excited people about JJ McCarthy.
But it was dumbfounding that they even got to this point, and it's not a surprise to me that it would be Kyler Murray.
By the way, we did get a winner on our bonus entry.
Go.
Mike just beat out Gus Mohawk on the tweet. So nice job. Gus Mohawk's like, hey, I want the bonus entry. He's like, I think you lost by like 30 seconds, sadly. So we got Mike. We're getting him, or Joey's hitting him up right now.
Yep.
So congratulations. We still have 5 more entries for this week. Somebody said, Nathan Zajaska writes it on YouTube. He says, dang it, I don't have Twitter. Don't worry. Stay tuned, YouTube
There'll
audience.
be opportunities.
There might be something for you coming up as well. One more thing out of the NFL. I didn't see this story yesterday, but I like it. Zach Taylor, our guy.
This is great.
Who almost gets fired every year, but it still is not fired. Zach Taylor apparently has been breaking an NFL rule for the last 8 years. That is now he would not have been breaking.
Yeah.
Right. This entire time. And that rule is, which I guess I haven't been watching the Bengals specifically closely enough to realize that he hasn't been throwing the challenge flag for this entire time.
I just assumed he was like everyone else and had it weirdly stuffed in a tube sock
I know.
and then had to like
dropped it on the field.
Yeah.
So apparently he has delegated this to his chief of staff, Doug. His name is Doug.
Doug. We don't need a last name, just Doug.
His name is Doug. And he's like, here, you take the challenge flag, you throw it. And they have accepted those challenges over the last 8 years. But apparently that has been against the rules. Well, the NFL made a rule yesterday, and they said now, for the first time ever, each team's head coach will be allowed to delegate the job of throwing the red challenge flag to someone on the staff. So retroactively, Zach Taylor and Doug were not breaking the rules, but in real life, they were. Weird. I didn't actually know that you A, couldn't delegate it, or B, that there were coaches who were delegating.
Yeah. Because again, whenever there's a challenge, it just seems like you get the shot of the coach. What would a Connor Happer challenge throw look like?
I think it can't be too, I mean, first things first, you do have to get the attention of the official, right?
Yeah.
Like they have to see it. And I have enjoyed the videos over the years of the coaches who just like drop it in front of the official's feet. I love those.
Or just be like Bill Belichick and just
That's
pull it
what
out of your
Belichick.
sock.
Belichick just like bloop, kind of just drops it,
Just
which
spikes.
that's a great move for Belichick.
Yep.
We haven't seen very many full on
Chuck.
heaves.
Yeah. I'd like to see someone go kind of almost full Trevor Bauer, if you would, and just launch that thing.
Oh, over the center field wall.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Or just throw it and chuck it into the stands. I'd like to see some more petulance from people.
Oh, you want like
you just walk right up to the official and you just hold it up and drop it right in front of his face.
Well, when's the first time do you think this is coming where someone gets a personal foul for like just pegging a ref with a challenge flag right in the chest?
I will never forget
right in my chest.
That lineman for the Browns getting hit in the eye by, I think it was Jeff Triplett was the official.
The flag.
And it like ended his career, and it's just insane to me that even happened.
That happened.
So there's a possibility someone could get a 15-yard penalty, or just like a disgusted chuck, like a pitch thrown out there. I just want more emotion with it. Instead, they're as NFL coaches tend to be, they're pretty button up with everything that they do.
Okay.
But you can register some disgust with it.
I'm sad that Mike McD doesn't get to have a challenge. Well, maybe he will. Maybe Harbaugh will delegate the challenge flag to Mike McD.
He'll let him pull a Steve Spagnuolo, where I think Steve Spagnuolo called a timeout when he was not allowed to, and the Chiefs got away with it.
Nice. I am excited to see.
Well, the Chiefs they get away with a lot, right? Like that's the NFL narrative.
Yeah, they sure do.
The officials are in the Chiefs' pocket.
People forget that.
Yeah. That's one of those I get a good laugh whenever that comes up.
The script writers love the Chiefs. People forget.
Remember, the script writers were all over it last year where they tucked away Drake May and Sam Darnold in that graphic.
That's right.
Ahead of the season. And then those are the two quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl.
How did they know? All right, 402-951-1620. We want to hear from you all on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. We have our college football preview, our Balls of Steel college football preview coming up here in just a couple minutes. But I am happy to take this call on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Here is Wes, who wants to talk about Kyler Murray. Hi, Wes. Good morning.
Morning, guys. Love the show.
Thank you.
This is for you, Schaefer, as I'm a Vikings fan like you and have suffered through many disappointments all my life. So with Kyler Murray, I love the move. You got to do it. But here's my question. Is KOC going to let Kyler Murray do his thing? Or is he going to be stubborn in his ways, how he likes to do things? Because
it's a good point.
Kyler Murray thrives, in the shotgun. And you and I both know KOC likes to line up his quarterbacks under center.
Yeah, no, it's a huge part of this is that he's
Thanks
not,
for the call, Wes. Appreciate it.
He's not like a particularly strong fit because he's not a pocket quarterback, which is what Kevin O'Connell's had his most success with. And when he's had quarterbacks like this, like McCarthy, you remember the Josh Dobbs 3-week thing?
I do.
The Pastronaut, where he was like going to save Minnesota's season after Cousins towards Achilles. Well, one of the things with Josh Dobbs is he could run around and scramble, and then they never leaned into any of that.
No.
And so that's one of the big elements of Kyler Murray is off-scheduled plays.
Are you team let Kyler cook?
I'm sort of team like you have this offense, you need to tailor it to what the skill set. Like, I'm basically team don't waste Justin Jefferson again, because if you've got a guy that he can't
Everybody
do
could agree with
exactly
that.
what you're trying to do, figure out how you can utilize what he does well with one of the best players on the planet.
There are more than one ways to get the ball to that guy.
Like,
yeah.
Kevin O'Connell, when everything is set up, can call one of the prettiest offenses in the NFL in terms of layering, routes and all of it. Like it can look really, really good, but that only matters if you have the people that can run it. And part of your issue with Kyler, and this isn't just, low hanging fruit, which is itself its own joke.
Nice.
He can't see over the offensive line.
He's a tiny baby.
So he has to throw from different areas.
Yeah.
And so your play calling has to reflect that. So Wes's point is absolutely correct. Like, I love Kevin O'Connell. It has yet to be seen whether he can win with someone that isn't more of a traditional quarterback.
It's clearly not what he would
Which
normally
is
want.
Also why it was weird that this is how you end up with two guys that don't fit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
The
I
JJ
just
thing,
don't.
yeah. I mean, maybe they thought that they could turn him into something that he
It was
just
one of
was
the
never
reasons-
going to be.
Like, I like Malik Willis. I would never have wanted Minnesota to pay what Miami necessarily did, but he wouldn't have been a good fit with this either. Like, you have to, Matt LaFleur, for all I make fun of him for, which is many, many things, though I do want that
Reasonably
extension to continue on
No.
and on. He is very good at adapting what the Packers were doing offensively to the quarterback that he has.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell is very good at building, but I don't think we've seen the adapting.
All right, 402-951-1620. Still want to hear from you guys on the hotline. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the magazine preview. How many balls will we pull out today? Find out next on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Another reminder, get in for the 1620 The Zone golf tournament coming up next Friday. Get in now. These spots are filling up very fast. We're almost booked up by this point. So if you're thinking about it, now is the time. Head to 1620thezone.com. Register your team. Plenty of great prizes. We wondered if we were going to do it big. We did it big. So check it out, 1620thezone.com. It's brought to you by Cutwater and T-Box. All right, let's go. Balls out today. How many balls are you requesting?
Should we start with 3 and try to get into the ACC?
3 balls, 8.
Okay.
43, 6. That is early.
57.
57. Page 57 in the
gets
Pick
us
Six
out of the
Previews
ACC.
magazine.
Mike at the bottom.
Okay.
I would love a bottom of the ACC team.
We did get a bottom of the ACC team. It's not Boston College.
Stanford.
It's Stanford.
Did we not? Have we not done Stanford
Nope,
yet?
we've not done Stanford.
Let's talk about Stanford,
Stanford's
folks.
308 winning percentage, 24 and 54 overall.
Stanford, famously the last team to get beat by an FCS, last FBS team to get beat by an FCS team.
24 and 54 overall over the past 7 seasons is the worst in Power 4. Did you know they were that bad?
Yes, and I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say, but I like it when Stanford is good. All right.
College football is better when Stanford is good.
No, I didn't say that.
I miss the days when they were good.
I do miss the days when they were good.
I've long kind of had this theory. It's not really a theory. I don't even know why I'm calling it a theory. I've had this thought that you can't have all of the prestigious academic institutions be good at the same time. So like Vanderbilt gets to be good for a little bit. Northwestern gets to be good for a little bit. Duke gets to be good for a little bit. And Stanford is the other one of these for me. And they get to be good. Like, so they take turns kind of having their opportunities.
Is there any reason why?
I don't know. It's just this theory that I have that the dorks can't all be good at being dorks and football.
And so
at the same time.
Who's the good one right now?
And also, I think there's a finite amount of coaches that can actually have success at these institutions.
That is true.
So, like, when they don't, when David Cutcliffe is at Duke and they're good for a while, or James Franklin's good at Vanderbilt because he can bring players there that they weren't getting before, or, so it's just, and then they move because those jobs just can't stay forever. Like you're more often than not, you're Mike Elko and someone recognizes, hey, Duke looked way better than usual. We got to get this guy back to Texas A&M. Otherwise, we're going to have to hire Mark Stoops.
People thought pretty highly of Jim Harbaugh.
Right. Right. And so, then Pat
and David
Shaw before and everything else. The bar there, if you win, is never that high. But anyways, so Stanford, without the usual coaching change, transfer hall to pump the roster of fresh talent, Stanford signed the fewest transfers in Power 4. Instead, they actually have number 5-year recruiting average in ACC, some proven playmakers on defense, and avoid the last place projection. Pritchard has a multi-year rebuilding project on his hands.
Yeah, Tavita Pritchard.
It's his first year. They moved on from their coach in the spring of last year.
Yeah, it was
a weird
situation.
They hired Pritchard. I think his first year. I don't think he was a coach last year.
This is his first year. This is his first head coaching job.
Yeah.
This is like he's only basically ever worked at Stanford.
They hired a Stanford man.
He played at Stanford and then coached at Stanford for a decade and then went off to be the quarterback coach for the Washington Football Commanders for 3 seasons and now came back to be the Stanford head coach.
Yeah, that's a really interesting.
They just went with the Stanford man.
Okay. Have we ever seen success going with a Stanford man before?
I don't know. First time head coach. He's 39. I mean, I don't know what people think about Tavita Pritchard, but I know that they do think he's in a very tricky spot.
Yeah, well, I know this.
And he will get some time. He'll get some time.
They're pretty patient. The only reason they moved on from the last coach is all of the off the field issues that kind of popped up. So, okay, here's the schedule. They start in week 0 against Hawaii, and I've already on record saying Hawaii wins that game.
That's a great game, though.
Yeah, that's an evening game. I'm excited for that. That's August 29th. I think 7:00 start.
Is it in Palo Alto or?
It's in Palo Alto.
All right, sweet.
So that's a fun one. And then they have famously an ACC game on September 4th.
They are in the ACC
where they will take on Miami.
Is that like a Friday game?
It's a Friday game.
That makes sense.
And then they have a bye week.
Sad for them. I want them.
And then more ACC games where they're at Duke, Georgia Tech, at Wake Forest. Then they have Notre Dame non-conference
So
game.
they are that Miami game is a home game or is it a road
Miami is a home game.
Okay, so they have at
2
least
home games to start.
Yeah, and then they have 3 separate cross-country road trips. So
Then they are across the country 3 out of 4 weeks with Duke, Wake Forest, and Notre Dame and Georgia Tech at home in there.
okay, so maybe they stay. Are they back to back on the East Coast?
Yes,
So
Wake
probably-
Forest and Notre
They
Dame.
probably stay out there, I guess.
They could. And then end of the year, they're at Louisville, at Virginia Tech, at California, home against
that's
SMU.
like 4 cross-country
Yeah.
trips.
They got to be on some planes.
Anytime,
They're going to be the Stanford planes.
anytime you hear coaches complain about how their conference is screwed up because they're sending them to wherever and then wherever in back-to-back weeks in the span of 8 days or whatever, just look at Stanford.
There's an element of this where if the ACC just were to sort of slowly get picked apart, I would root for Cal and Stanford to somehow go back and reform the
Please.
or rejoin the Pac-12 and then have that sort of grow into more of a regional thing.
That'd be awesome.
So
It'd be great for everybody. Them playing in the ACC is such a disaster.
it's just weird.
It's so odd.
It's just weird.
I do not like it. I wish you good luck, Tavita
Yeah,
Pritchard.
I'm with you. I like Stanford. Do we want to try to squeeze one in? We got
Yeah.
that extra minute now.
Yeah, I got another number for you here.
Okay.
11 more.
Okay, so we're going to 68, which puts us in deep Big Ten territory.
Almost 69.
It is almost 69. It's USC, who I'm pretty sure we've covered.
We've already done them.
Okay. Go back 9.
Okay, so 59.
Yeah. We're the one. That might,
59 is Boston College.
We've
come
not
on.
done them.
Give me
We've
Boston
not?
College.
Okay. Boston College joins Pittsburgh as the only Power 4 program to not sign a single 4-star transfer in the past 2 transfer cycles.
Oh,
They are bottom 5 high school recruiter and are fresh off a 2-10 season. Throw in double coordinator switch and exodus of star players. This looks like another last place finish for Bill O'Brien and the new era Pinstripe Bowl participation for 2024 Boston College.
They are not a team that I care about them being good or not. So
They've never really been good other than, before my life. Or
So Matt Ryan.
Before I was born, you have Flutie, and then you have Matt Ryan.
We had
That's
some Matt
it.
Ryan. We had some Luke Kuechly.
Yeah,
Matt
that
Ryan's
2007
touchdown
season.
pass against Virginia Tech was awesome. That's
Yep.
basically the
They
extent.
won 11 games in 2007.
Yeah, weren't they ranked 2 at the time?
Yeah, they were a top 10 team for a while.
They have been a pretty consistent, or they were a pretty consistent, 7-win
Yeah.
team with Adazio, aka guys being dudes.
yeah.
Guy. And
What's
then
better than this?
Jeff Hafley, now coach of the Miami Dolphins,
Mhm.
took over and it wasn't very good. And now it's Bill O'Brien who's coming back for just his 3rd year. It feels like he's been there for longer,
Right.
But which I guess he kind of has been. But Bill O'Brien 7-6, and then last year bottom out at 2-10.
So the college football video game, this is one of those jobs that moves on very quickly.
Yeah.
Luke Fickell ends up with this job and takes him to the college football playoff in
Honestly,
his 2nd year.
they might be rooting for
Yeah,
that
I mean-
at this point.
They'd make that trade.
Bill O'Brien's pretty good though, but I don't know about their opportunity and their chances.
They got to
to
recruit better.
to get it back moving. All right, let's take a break. 7:00 hour is coming up next. I have a question for you all regarding Nebraska football. 402-951-1620. We want to hear from you, and we'll take your thoughts on it when we come back. Who was worse at their job last year, Dylan Raiola or John Butler? Next on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. 7 o'clock here on Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer alongside Mike Schaefer, Joey Warcola. Gus Mohawk writes in the last hour, he said, after hearing Rob Orich and Coach Yelk speak yesterday and the players speaking about them, it gives me a lot of confidence that this defense, in this defense and coaching staff. Yelk even shouted out UNO and Zach Miller. Oh, yeah, that got my attention. Big time. I figured we'd play that on this show. I don't think he knew how much that would endear him to the local football community around here, but I think it probably has.
Boxes that it checks.
Tyler, yeah, go ahead.
Shows that you know the area. Shows that you have ties. People love their ties.
Yes.
Anti-Trev Alberts.
100%. That's a big one.
Actually, probably double check the anti-Trev Alberts.
Yeah, I think that's a huge
because the type of person that's going to get fired up about this is the type of person that will never forgive Trev Alberts for leaving for Texas.
I don't think he knew that Trev was the AD and that Trev did that probably, but it worked out for him.
Yep.
I think. Here is Tyler Yelk, Nebraska's safeties coach, new safeties coach who came over for the Philadelphia Eagles, about his time in D2 football. The question you'll hear here in part from Sam McEwen, who will join us in an hour and a half. Here he is.
You played UNO a couple of different times.
Yeah.
What did you appreciate about playing them when you played them?
I just got chilled. That was a dark day when that. I'm not from Nebraska, but I vividly remember that shook me. Like going, holy cow, a proud program like that. I mean, that football was good, and I remember that being a physical brand of football. What was his name? Zach, the big option quarterback, played tight end for the Bears in the league. Zach Miller. Yeah, I mean, I try and tackle him. So we were in the Cactus Bowl D2 All-Star game together, and we're on the bus sharing stories. And he's like, wait, what number were you? I was like, 24. He's like, you're on my highlight video. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, you're an NFL tight end running option quarterback, and he just trucked me on the sideline. I knew what play it was. But, I mean, just big-time football. I mean, there was a big physical group of guys. I mean, that was the brand, and obviously, here, that's what, we're trying to build an element of that. But sad day for D2 football.
Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous stuff from Tyler Young.
I love that when he's talking, he's visualizing.
Yeah.
He's like visualizing
the play,
getting trucked
by Zach Miller. Who didn't watch Zach Miller truck somebody at Caniglia Field, like 15 years ago? I mean, come on.
So the run of quarterbacks they had around then includes the guy who had the all-time record over there, who's the best high school quarterback I watched at Columbus, and Brian Masick, who then comes here to UNO and is tremendous. And then you go from him to Zach Miller, who ends up in the NFL as a tight end. When that program shut its doors, it's not like it was struggling.
No,
but that's the thing that I think has always angered people.
They were
much.
kind of inconsistent, but they had a fan base. Right. People liked going to I liked going to their games. It was an option to go watch college football in Omaha.
I mean, I liked building the UNO team on the NCAA football game and then
still
having
do
a team.
It from time to time.
You still do?
From time to time.
I have never used Team Builder.
Oh, it's I just like creating the jerseys and the stadium and stuff like that. I don't think I actually play with them.
You created the stadium?
No, because they have so much that there's so many people already have.
Okay.
And they've done it a lot better.
You're just taking advantage of other people's
Absolutely.
creation.
They have Creighton, they have UNO, they have
Creighton for a football field.
Oh yeah.
What are they playing in Morrison? Or
you could do it. You can make the Chuck Box. You could make Morrison. You can make the grass
a football game in the Chuck Box.
I mean, it has happened before.
Wow!
Shout out to the Omaha Nighthawks.
I have not poked around with the user creation at all.
Oh, there's some good stuff on there.
That's funny.
So shout out to Tyler Yelk, who I think is. I enjoyed listening to him talk yesterday. That's for sure. And I enjoyed listening to Rob Orich talk yesterday. So as we've talked about, over the last couple of days here, Schaefer, our conversations have sort of centered around the defense a little bit. And I think in a place where we landed was we pretty excited about the defense. And
yeah, yesterday did not help my
right.
It only if you're all right, you're susceptible to Kool-Aid, but what is the type of Kool-Aid that's going to get you?
Orich.
It's Rob Orich conversation. Yeah. It's Rob Orich talking. It's Tyler Yelk, who I've heard from, whether you talk to Damon Benning or other people. Tyler Yelk's name has come up a lot as that's a young guy that's going to be a coach to know.
Seems
over
like
there.
he's got it.
And he's connected with his guys pretty quickly.
For sure. And so I think we've landed in a place where not only are we excited about the defense, but I think part of the excitement is born from how much better we think it's going to be than last year. That's sort of where it starts for me. And then you could really start dreaming after that. So I was thinking about two spots in which I feel like, I think it's debatable whether Nebraska got like upgrades or whatever, because we don't know the results of these things, but two figures that are sort of not very well thought of coming off of last year. Why did the defense screw up John Butler? Why did the offense screw up Dylan Raiola?
Yeah.
Variety of different reasons for both of them, but those are the sort of figureheads I think of both of those sides.
I think there's an argument that both of them, to a degree, are scapegoated for issues that they had no control over. At the same time, they're the central figures of failures for both sides of the ball. Now, central figure's tough with Raiola, but it'd be really hard to say that he's not a more central figure than like Holgorsen.
Right.
Because ultimately,
he's the coach.
Everything you did was built around him.
And I think their replacements, Anthony Calandria and Rob Orich, are both completely different from a personality standpoint. And we talk about, overcorrecting all the time. And Nebraska's certainly done that with like their football coaching hires over the years, but it is awfully refreshing when whatever happened last year, it was pretty clear that it didn't work. And then the new guy that comes in and replaces the thing that didn't work is just like a completely different person.
Right.
And so I think I sense optimism about both of those things. And I think it's born from how last year went with the guys that they're replacing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
That's basically the question.
So what stands out to me, like when you put this together, when you sort of, and there's massive differences, but when you look at the idea of, okay, you're replacing John Butler with Rob Arch, you're replacing you're replacing Dylan Raiola of Anthony Calandria. One of the things that both of the new guys just inherently bring in that the two outgoing individuals not necessarily lacked, but didn't provide a lot of, was chances for excitement on the field.
Yeah.
So part of it with a Rob Orich defense is you go look at just baseline numbers at San Diego State, they are creating more sacks and takeaways and like stuff that just wasn't happening defensively.
It got boring.
Part of it with Anthony Calandria relative to Dylan Raiola is that
boring
Nebraska had to have everything go right on an 11-play, 68-yard drive that takes 6 minutes off the clock and basically makes you feel like you're watching the worst version of the sport just to go kick a field goal. Calandria, you're probably...
We were saved multiple times by personal foul penalties by the other team, and it kept our drive alive, just give it to the other team.
Some of it with Calandria is there's like an element of, it could go bad. It could also result in like a 3-play, 72-yard scoring drive that features a scramble and a like a broken play that results in a Ja'Cory Barney touchdown.
I say this now, fully understanding that I will possibly be saying the exact opposite by the time the season ends, but this is part of the reason I've always been excited about Calandria from the start, because of exactly
the
what
volatility.
I
because there will be some downs, but there will also be just more excitement that comes along.
Don't get me wrong. There were parts of the Taylor Martinez and Tommy Armstrong experience that I very much enjoyed. And there were parts of it where I was like, okay, I'm done with this. Can we just get some consistency at the quarterback position and stuff like that? And then by the time that next guy comes through, he lacks the juice or whatever it is. And you're like, okay, I want some juice. This is the way it sort of goes. This is the ebb and flow of it.
Hit me, stay. And hit me, stay.
We're coming up with very different things to do based on feel on 16 a lot, and right now
that actually describes Nebraska football in maybe the most perfect terms I've ever heard.
They've been sitting on
Nebraska
16 for 2
does not
decades.
have a strategy for 16 and just sort of bases it off of gut feel and is wrong 60% of the time.
and they're not consistent enough
And
to just play the same
Often,
thing.
you know, the coach just continues he'll hit, and then he's like, nah, this time we're going to stay.
Yeah.
This time and so then, you know,
Jake Sorensen playing
eventually
roulette.
they bust out.
It's
Yeah.
like, I got a feeling about this one.
He doesn't go in with a set of numbers.
He's like, I got such a great feel of the board tonight. You know, let me cook. One of
Those people,
I know. He thinks he's like controlling the thing with his mind.
I don't understand. Like, the only way that I feel comfortable gambling, I think, is to have some sort of strategy of what it is that I'm attempting to do. Even if I acknowledge that the strategy is no more or less like intelligent than just going in with gut feel for numbers.
I
would rather just bet an area of the roulette board and leave it at that.
I was sitting there playing roulette, and these, like, you know, kids who clearly had just got old enough to be at a casino came in and joined me at this roulette
The
table.
best people to watch at a casino, by the way.
And I kept playing the same numbers over and over again. They were like, no red. Like, don't you want to go red? I mean, it's hit black like 6 times in a row or 5 times or whatever it is. And I'm like, no, why would I do that? And they're like, well, I don't know. That's what the odds say. I'm like, I don't, like, I'm going to ride this.
Yeah.
I'm going to play the same thing over and over and over and over again. And I'm going to hit on 16 every single time against a fate,
Right.
you know, like that's what we're going to do.
And I stay on 16 every single time. Like, that's the strategy.
And so Nebraska football, to long story short, we could have talked about casinos more there, but like, long story short, they've been doing the inconsistent vibes based for a long time.
Vibes-based gambling.
Right now, they're in hit mode.
They are in hit mode.
I think they're in hit mode, and that is more exciting in
It's
a way.
intoxicating.
It could take you out of the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
you don't want to bust right then and there.
That's the whole problem. You know?
But they are, part of my excitement is that those two guys are discernibly different from their predecessors.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know how to exactly square that up, but there's no doubt, and I'm admitting it right up front. Part of my excitement is just that they are different from the last two guys.
I think the biggest boost between those two, at least initially to me, feels like it would be Rob Arch, because part of it, that's the difference. And I think this is a huge reason why he's set up to be way more successful than John Butler ever was, is that he got a lot more say in things. Like, John Butler was named defensive coordinator, and then I don't think, like, he didn't get to pick his defensive line coach. He inherited a staff that was already there. He was sort of just given.
This is a placeholder.
Yeah, I mean, he was given this defense, and it's like, hey, kind of run it like Tony White, but, you know, put your spin on it. But here's Phil Snow. Here's Addison Williams. Here's, Phil Simpson. Here's Terry Brad. Like, you don't get to pick any of these guys. And maybe they were the right people for the job. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. But when you went and hired Rob Arch, we know the only thing that basically was told of him is that you have to keep Addison Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a directive.
Yep.
Everything else, and it's one of the reasons they didn't end up with a different defensive
Right.
coach.
They chose him because of the things that he did. Like,
Right.
John Butler got put in the spot.
John Butler was like I think a huge Matt Rule misstep where it was an ego-based thing of like, my defenses are always good.
Yeah.
We'll just get a guy in here that can hang out, and then, you know,
it was mutually beneficial because Butler
the
stated goal
Right.
was like, I want to be a defensive coordinator. I want to be a defensive coordinator. Yeah.
And I think there's a world where John Butler works out, but like, you have to build your team towards that. He has to build his staff towards that. Instead, it's like, hey, we're going to have this team where we're going to put 90% of our resources around this immobile quarterback who won't throw at his wide receivers. And you have to win with gumshoe, just like gum on your shoe and elbow grease. Like, this is how you're going to have to win defensively. Also, you don't get to pick your staff. Also, this is kind of how I want you to run things. Also, here's Phil Snow. Like, that's not.
Your defensive line lost everyone.
Yeah, like, you're not setting someone up to be successful that way.
Yeah.
Whereas with Rob Arch, it's like, all right, you want a safeties coach? Go hire Tyler Yelk. You have this relationship with Corey Brown. Okay, he can be your defensive line coach. There was a lot more of Rob Arch got to be involved with it. Plus, and this shouldn't get lost in any of it, John Butler had not been a defensive coordinator in years. Yeah. Rob Arch has been a defensive coordinator and has changed jobs and has taken stuff and put it in and transferred it. There's just so much more set up for success there.
Yeah, I totally agree. And so that would be my answer to the original question that I asked, which was like, who are you fading basically this year, which is just a very, very simple way to put it,
Right.
I suppose. And then there's the Raiola to Calandria side of it too, where, like I said, I don't know that he is like a clear upgrade, but I like him much like I do Orich. I like Calandria better for the situation that Nebraska is.
What
in.
Nebraska needs might be more of Calandria than Raiola.
Yeah.
Because of the way that they're set up and what they have and everything else.
I just love the experience. I like if you go into a season and you have a quarterback who's thrown for, he's thrown for 7,500 yards in his career. He's responsible for, a lot of yards of total offense. And he's been in a lot of different places. Yes. And he potentially still has another year after this year.
It's the best part of all of it.
That is a really that's really strong to me. But I've talked about a lot over the last couple of weeks how I'm like slowly drinking the Kool-Aid, I think a little bit on Calandria. And so I do think that's going to be an upgrade at that position. Yeah. I just I will probably have to remind myself during the season when he does ridiculous things to remember that I was welcoming of this.
Yeah.
That I was excited about this at the start of the year. People don't like that, but I don't want to watch a quarterback turn down throws anymore. I don't watch a quarterback turn down throws that he can make out of fear that those throws are going to get intercepted.
I think I have just come to the conclusion that like the version of Nebraska that I most aspire to see, like if it was built in what I would want it to be.
Oh, this is a great question.
Is a aggressive defensive oriented team. Like I just think like that's one, how I'm sort of wired. Two, I think it's the best pathway to consistent success.
Yeah.
Is that if you can build things consistently defensively, if you can be aggressive defensively, if you can create plays defensively, it creates a higher margin of error if you don't have the best offense. Because I feel like
I think this team is probably that.
Yeah. Well, I also think if you're Nebraska, you have to acknowledge that you're not going to be good at everything. So where are you going to, like, where do you want to live in terms of what you're best at? What are you most comfortable being okay at? And I think that's something that Matt Rule has not answered through 3 seasons so far.
Yeah.
Because it feels like he wants to be a power running team that continually gives out lots of NIL money to wide receivers.
People had takes from camp yesterday. I was curious to see what people were going to say, and they went to the running back room. I think they looked at a lot. There was a lot of video of that one drill that they were doing where it was there was an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman and then a running back, and he had to like pick and people were like, oh, well, the defensive lineman got killed on that play. It's like, I don't think that drill is designed for the defensive lineman to win.
As always, the caveat needs to be that you're watching a snippet of something that you do not know what they are attempting to do or what they're being asked to work on. So do not have overly strong feelings on any of it.
It's so funny.
That caveat needs to be said like a million times.
It really does.
But it was reading coverage from yesterday and I talked with Michael Severe, who was at practice as well. There was
Michael.
like 3 position groups all on offense that there's just like this kind of, I don't know if they were the closest area where the media seemed to be congregated around it, but there's obviously a lot of interest in what's happening with the offensive line. And so, there was a ton of conversation yesterday about just what the offensive line sort of looked like, people feeling really good about guard, center, guard. And if you really think about it, left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, you have 4 of the 5. I think
so.
I think you get to feel good about that. It's that right tackle piece that I continue to wonder if Catula won't end up with that job ultimately over Babalade.
Either way, I think you have good options.
And then there's this, and this is, we need like a sounder that's like, hey, this is just a discussion. You don't need to put this in your brain and think this absolutely means the 100 percentile result is going to happen.
Let's see if we have an existing sounder for that.
Honestly, it could just be simple being like, hey, we have to be careful here.
And another assumptive call.
That could
this
work.
time, one-eyed Pat Driscoll used his bad eye on that one.
Doesn't quite fit, but the idea here is
I just wanted to play that.
it's a great I love it.
I saw John Bishop last night. Oh, what a great time.
How was he?
He was great. He looked awesome.
He was probably very happy that his friend Kevin Kugler is in the Hall of Fame.
They are great friends, and they never make fun of each other.
Never. They're much like the Nebraska-Oklahoma rivalry. They are built on respect. So a lot of conversation yesterday from various people about Claude Mpuma. This is a true freshman tackle who is a mammoth human, and he's in his third year of playing football. And so I want to be clear, there is a ton of enthusiasm for him. I don't think there's any expectation that he's going to play this year, but this is a guy that, if Nebraska is going to get good, they need a guy like this to be an all-conference caliber player.
Yeah, so this is a flyer that they have taken and that makes it sound like nobody wanted him. People very much
they
wanted
beat
him.
out Auburn and Florida for him.
People very much wanted him, but like Nebraska's won battles like that before for guys who haven't played very much football and are giant human beings, and then they haven't turned him into anything.
At worst, he needs to be David Neville.
Whoa, nice. That guy was huge.
Yeah, you're just a really big right tackle. He was a good player, not like a great player, but a good player. Like that's what you need at worst from a Claude Mpuma. At best, you're talking about an all-conference lineman. You're talking about someone that's going to get drafted. You're talking about someone that can be just a stalwart on your offensive line. That's a guy that I think there's a lot of enthusiasm for. Some other names of people just, you would see conversation about. I think every time someone goes over and watches practice so far, the 2 times they've been allowed, the conversation coming out of it is, man, Owen Chambliss and Dexter Foster look nothing like the other linebackers in that room.
Yep.
And so Owen Chambliss, I've felt this for a while. Like, I think there's almost a larger need for him to hit at a high level than even Anthony Calandria. Like, I think they need him to be great.
Yeah.
I really do.
From what it sounds like, like I always like to hear, especially new guys who are coming in with a bunch of experience and they need to be good, like you said.
Yeah.
Middle of the defense, he checks all his boxes. But I hear some stuff about like him taking over with a voice and a leadership quality, like that stands out at this point. If he's got that, that means he's comfortable enough to go out there and do what he was brought here to do on the football field.
Was he one of the guys that Sam was sort of intimating, like was bringing a different level of whether it be swagger or aura or whatever the word we want to use for confidence?
I believe that's right.
To kind of what this defense looks and sounds like. I mean, I think that's a big thing. I really do.
Yep.
And some of that is if you're emulating. Some of it is, I think, Rob Orich has a ton of that. Like, I think he's very comfortable in what he's trying to do and how he wants to go about doing it. And so
I've been, by the way, in the Dexter Foster hive for a long time. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Tim Verghese has like a front row seat to that hive.
Me and him are driving the bus.
He like passed. It could be considered insider trading. He was like sending me messages in March when he was over there. And he's like, you got to get in on the Dexter Foster hype.
Did you buy in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm in on it.
Did you hit on 16?
I'm holding still. If 16 is Owen Chambliss, but
you can't bust your way out of the game.
You need one of these defensive guys to be like a big hit for you.
Yeah.
Your big wins defensively can't just be really nice complementary pieces. Like Deshaun McCullough was solid, but he was never great. You got to have someone have like a big year and prove that when you go into the portal and you evaluate that you could go and get difference makers.
Maybe it's Whittington.
Could be just here Whittington. Absolutely. So Owen Chambliss, there's always just a lot of talk just because he's so big. But that's a guy I just feel like really Nebraska needs to have a strong year. Like he needs to be a difference maker.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt writes in, to me, Chambliss needs to exhibit an unrelenting bloodthirstiness and a desire to grind opponents. I need to see unrelenting bloodthirstiness from.
I would like to see that
Chambliss.
out of the defense in general.
I would like to see that. Agreed. All right, 402-951-1620. We want to hear from you guys as always on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You can call or text that number. We'll have some of your thoughts. We'll come back. Plenty to get to on a Wednesday edition of Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone. I'd say the most jacked people got yesterday at the video from practice was when Anthony Calandria pitched it on an option. It was it was an option pitch.
Wow.
Did you see it?
I didn't.
So you're just chilling right now without
I haven't seen
the video of Anthony Calandria pitching that ball.
Does it look like a quarterback pitching a football?
He looked very comfortable doing it.
Was it left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a speed option?
There was one video that was
it a triple option?
It didn't look like it, no. There was, I think, one version of the video where the running back dropped it. And then there was another one where
naturally
it was, completed, and they did it very well. Maybe Anthony Calandria is going to run the option. Now that would get people on board.
I think so.
That'd get people fired up.
I was just reading ESPN has a thing where they talk to different coaches about all the quarterbacks, the top quarterbacks in the country, and Calandria is in there. There's a Mountain West coach that was talking about him and said that he's probably only 5'11", but he's really tough. He's a playmaker. And then he drops this line. He's got some Johnny Manziel to him.
Oh, God. Here we go.
So there's I know there was some concern last week that we were hyping up Calandria. This, I think, would be considered hype. Not from me, but from an unnamed Mountain West coach and an ESPN story about quarterbacks. But he's got some Johnny Manziel to him. How fired up does that get you? Just the idea of some Johnny Manziel on a quarterback.
I don't know if that makes me more excited or
apprehensive.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I like Johnny Manziel was,
fun.
That 1 year where he was awesome.
If it means Calandria is going like this at some point in time, good things are happening.
I wonder what the personality will be like. I don't know.
Yeah, his personality is not Johnny Manziel's.
I don't think so.
But I also don't know what his on. So
on the on-field persona.
This is a conversation. There are players that off the field barely talk.
Yeah,
barely. Like you would think that they have this like outsized personality because you see them on the field. There is definitely an on the field personality and an off the field personality, and sometimes in the case of like some individuals, it's the exact same.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example that isn't someone from 30 years ago, and I'm blanking. But, like he works because he's in the media. The Shannon Sharp that's in the media was the Shannon Sharp that was on a football field. He never stopped talking. He was in everyone's ear. He was always talking.
Yep.
You get guys like that. Sometimes you get guys like Levante David on the football field and Levante David away from the football field. His play style and everything is very different than what he would be like,
How about Taylor Martinez?
I don't even know how to describe his off the field personality.
It was kind of like his on the field personality.
His on the field personality is that he was the most explosive player of any field he ever stepped on, except you also never knew if that was going to happen.
Exactly. And then he would go up to the podium and I'd be like, I don't know if he.
What was
I don't know what he. I don't know if
I
he
like
knows
road games.
I like playing against road games.
Playing against road games. I couldn't remember how he phrased it.
Yeah.
There's that.
There was this sort of just like aloofness about him, which I felt like he exhibited on the football field a little bit at times.
Probably.
Yeah. To his detriment at times and to his credit at times.
Like I covered his entire Nebraska football career and still have no way to be able to explain what that guy was like away from the football field.
Yeah.
And even on the football field, he's somewhat hard to explain, but away from it, and then even now, is he still a real estate agent? Is he building apps still?
I thought it was apps.
He moved into real estate at one point in time.
Interesting. Check him out on LinkedIn.
And then when's the last time Taylor Martinez was in Nebraska?
Didn't they bring him back a couple of years ago for something?
I don't remember.
I feel like there was a relative recent thing.
Is he in a Hall of Fame yet?
Yeah, they put him in some sort of Hall of Fame, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but yes, he has commented on Nebraska football. He was. This is on his LinkedIn, hilariously, Thankful for the induction into the Nebraska Football Hall of Fame in 2023.
Okay.
He got in.
I don't remember it.
They brought him back a couple of years ago. His LinkedIn header picture is him and Ndamukong Suh standing next to Bill Gates and Warren Buffett at some sort of a event somewhere.
What a group. You want to talk about personalities that I don't know what they would discuss if they were just making small talk?
I need more I think I need to link with him on LinkedIn. This seems like a really good place to be, actually.
I really want someone like, can we convince Mitch that one of his off-season projects needs to be just like a deep
Spend a couple
feature on
days.
Taylor Martinez?
I would love to see. I don't
know that Taylor would do that, but man, I want to know what his life is like.
Yeah, what's he do?
Like, that guy was such a huge piece of a 4-year window of Nebraska football that featured them at the end of the Big 12 and the start of the Big 10.
And such a crazy time, too.
Massively controversial coach. I think people who used to like really rag on Taylor Martinez now look back at him fondly because you kind of like haven't had anything near as good since.
Definitely. I would constantly make fun of the way he throws the football or whatever it was.
There's some things that just, deserve it. I still can't believe a guy that ran as upright as that played as many football games as he did.
Now he kind of like was hurt a lot.
Sure.
But
played through a lot.
Yeah. It never felt like it was because of his size. I mean, he had the quote unquote turf toe thing or whatever that was.
He kicked a locker.
Turf toe.
I think he also had that at some point, but the reason he didn't play after the Minnesota game in 2013, I think had more to do with the locker than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted more Taylor Martinez, I guess is what I'm getting at here.
Yep. And D'Lo writes in on YouTube. He says some people like him even more than a Heisman winner. Some people do.
I do.
Tier 1 for you.
And watch that Heisman winner throw out that first pitch. I continue to feel good about that.
There is something about there. We suggested that Eric Crouch at that Storm Chasers game should have pitched it.
Yeah.
He should have done an option pitch as a first pitch.
That'd have been pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, you had Damon there. They could have done the whole thing. That would have been.
It would have been fantastic.
That would have been great.
But anyway, people were very excited about the option pitch at practice.
I forgot what started this entire conversation.
Well, then we got into like quarterback personalities,
Yeah.
and then we just talked about Taylor Martinez for a little while.
I admit I'm a little.
That Taylor Martinez, 2010 to 2013, just a crazy time in Nebraska football. Still,
I watched as part of something else. Watched the 2012 Michigan State game in the spring this year, is like in May. That game encompasses so much of what Taylor Martinez was, like the just horrific turnovers followed by confoundingly amazing play.
It's crazy how much I remember like individual parts of those games during that period of time, and I don't feel like I remember specific parts of games that happened last year.
Which game?
Just I don't know,
because I'm not sure I remember anything after
Michigan
Nebraska
State
got stopped on 4th and 1 against Penn State. I was at someone's house. It was like a Friendsgiving thing, and there's probably 40 people there. They get stopped on that drive. I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. There's a lot that had happened for me at that point, in November of 2025.
That's true, yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to spend the rest of my night watching this football team lose.
Done for me.
So I didn't. So I have really no memory of the Penn State game at all.
And then the Iowa game?
I was at the Iowa game. First time I got into a game and not been in the press box since 2008.
I thought you went to the UCLA game last year.
Yeah, home game. First home game since 2008 that I wasn't in the press box. And so I do remember the Iowa game, and it was awful.
Matthew says I'd have to say that the past 7 years of Nebraska football are forgettable. Maybe more, maybe since 2016. Maybe we are going into the non-forgettable era. Maybe Anthony Calandria will usher in the less forgettable era. That's sort of what I'm going for when I talk about the volatility. Like I don't know. Stuff's going to happen this year where you're like, wow, that was weird. And maybe that's a good thing.
Could be.
I'm not
More
I'm not
memorable.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't I don't know. I know what you're saying, and I agree with it in the sense that the volatility could allow for more memories and more just memorable moments all the way around.
All right, 402-951-1620. We want to hear from you guys on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. KD writes in. He says, talking about quarterback personalities, says Brock Purdy is a prime example of this. Mild-mannered off the field, but massive bleep talker on the field.
Good. That just might be the thing that I like the most about Brock Purdy now. Who I don't really have any problem with. I just don't like as much as everybody else.
You hate Brock Purdy.
I don't hate him. I just point out that he's not the most important part of the operation.
You want to make the Brock Purdy scale, the old Baker Mayfield scale. You want to make the Brock Purdy
Brock
scale.
Purdy's better than what Baker Mayfield was when we were doing that.
By the way, there is a topic that we have on the sheet. How many NFL teams have their franchise quarterback? I wonder if you would think that the 49ers would be one of them. Yeah. KD's going to be mad at you, dude.
Oh, no. I don't want to make him mad.
Yeah, he's going to be mad. All right.
I like Brock Purdy.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Joey's got the headlines right after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, so obviously here, one of our headlines today is going to be about the snake in the football helmet. I haven't even looked. I'm just assuming that. We didn't talk about it yesterday. We could have brought it up at any point. So I do have a replacement headline if, in fact, the snake in the helmet headline comes up and we don't want to click on it, just in case. But we have to find out first.
The snake in the helmet is there.
Oh, it is. Joey, what's the first headline?
High school football player in Arkansas finds viper in helmet. I got it from Schaefer last night.
Oh, don't be disappointed.
The morning show before us, they were talking about it. I was like, yep, that one's out.
It's fine. It's fine. I have a replacement. Would you like to hear it? This is from ESPN. Swole ball game. Should quarterbacks be jacked?
So
an ESPN investigation.
I saw this and I was like, how do I work this into free ball? And I was like, there's no way. It's got to be its own segment. So yeah, if you want to go through this, I'm on board.
And then what's the second headline?
Hold on. Shake Shack worker allegedly robbed his own store, returned to work days later.
Are you okay, Joey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. I'm disappointed. I didn't mean to disappoint you.
No, you're
with
good.
my lack of
No, you're good.
snake headline.
Every time I look at Joey and I'm
just-
seeing all of the zone stuff.
But he's like,
I just
Shake Shack worker allegedly robbed his own store.
I just need to wake up.
Oh, Joey, we got sleepy Joey.
Can I interest you in coffee?
There hasn't been enough
Nope, not
catastrophes
for
this
me.
morning, so Joey's a little bit bored.
know, yeah.
He only gets to produce the
I'm
show.
disappointed there's no catastrophe for me to.
Wow.
What-
Meanwhile,
Joey, you
I
gotta
look
try
at
some coffee.
I look over here
Not
and
for
it's
me.
like Joey looks like he's going to a sporting event for 1620 the zone.
Give him like a sign or something.
Killing me.
Give him a sign or
I'll
a
go.
pom-pom.
I'll go to the parking lot and raise the sign.
We do need to give you a sandwich board that you could just spin or something, you know.
All right, so you want to do swole quarterbacks? Or
Yeah.
I am interested in the Shake Shack guy.
I am too, actually.
Should we let's do that first.
Okay.
All right. Shake Shack worker allegedly robbed his own store and returned to work days later. Scottsdale, Arizona. This is from ABC 15 in the Phoenix area, the Valley. A Phoenix man faces armed robbery and kidnapping charges. Yikes.
Whoa.
After police say, I did not think it was going to be that. After he robbed the Scottsdale Shake Shack location where he worked, then returned to the store 2 days later. Man, I hope that everything worked out with the kidnapping thing. I don't know. Keandre Simmons, 33, was taken into custody on Wednesday in the parking lot of the Shake Shack near Scottsdale, the same location where police say he robbed two co-workers at gunpoint 2 days later. Man, you got to do crimes away from where you work, man. According to court documents, Simmons entered the restaurant through the rear delivery door on August 3rd, armed with a all right, we've gone too far, I think. This
guy.
This is no longer odd. This is no longer a weird headline. And this is now very, very serious business. I'm glad this guy was caught and he was arrested.
Yeah, no, this there's a lot more that meets the eye, you know, off that headline.
No doubt.
It's not a guy breaking into his pizza, former pizza employer and making pizzas.
It feels like they were going for the odd news clickbait story.
Yeah, I was hoping
and then it turned out to be a very serious crime.
I was hoping like he would just went in there to steal all of the special sauce.
Me too, yeah.
But
And
no.
then showed up at work
sauce.
a couple days later. Was like, "Hi guys, what? The sauce is missing? That's weird." No, he actually robbed multiple people at gunpoint at the Shake Shack, which that would be a terrible place to. I mean, I love going to Shake Shacks. If I was robbed at a Shake Shack, I'd be so sad.
Shake Shack is in the news for something else too. They're having to deny. Customers are claiming that if you don't tip, because they have one of those things where you go order up there and then it gives you the option to tip. Their customers are claiming that there's a surcharge apparently that's showing up if you don't tip.
Really?
At Shake Shack, and Shake Shack's having to deny this. So
Huh.
I haven't clicked into the story, but apparently this is the latest Shake Shack headline.
That's interesting. Number one, I haven't got enough Shake Shack in my life to notice that.
I've had Shake Shack 3 times, and all of them have been in Las Vegas, and 2 of them have been in the
So
airport.
that's the other thing I was going to say. Number 2, every time I go to Shake Shack, I don't care about money.
Because you're in Vegas.
Because I'm in Vegas.
Yeah.
Money is fake.
Have you ever done breakfast at Shake Shack?
Yes.
So I like the Vegas airport. I've done breakfast
Yes.
there. It's very good.
Yeah, it is.
I like Shake Shack.
They got
I
some
would
good stuff.
I would enjoy more access to a Shake.
They have one at LaGuardia, which is now not a bad airport anymore, and it's open in the morning, and you could get burgers
I
in
didn't
the
even know
morning.
LaGuardia had restaurants because the only area I was in was just all grab and go and like almost like cafeteria style.
It's legit, dude.
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
the
full-on
airport
deal.
was really nice. The
So
last
you
time
could
that I
get
went.
like a burger at 8 o'clock in the morning if you want to from
Man.
the LaGuardia Shake Shack.
That sounds wonderful.
I did that.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I've also got the breakfast there too, but the burgers, just hard to turn down. Okay, swole quarterbacks. Cooper Manning has unique insight into the mind and psyche of quarterbacks. He's the son of legend Archie. He's the brother of two superstars, Peyton and Eli, and he's the father of Arch. A wide receiver by trade, Cooper has dealt with these guys his entire life. And every summer at the Manning Passing Academy, he acts as the MC. I didn't know that. I didn't know that
You
Cooper
got to
Manning.
give him something to do. It's not like you're going to have him there like passing. He's not the quarterback.
This year, nobody drew more attention to Manning camp than John Mateer, the Oklahoma quarterback. Most weren't focused on the hand injury from last season, which caused him to miss a few weeks, nor were they talking about his throwing motion, which he says he worked on this offseason. What about his time in the Oklahoma dugout at the College World Series? Nobody was focused on that either. But they were instead focused on how he was jacked. He was yoked. An image of Mateer in a sleeveless shirt and wraparound shades at night, no less, under the watchful eye of Peyton Manning caused the eyeball emojis to pop up across social media. Quote, my boy Mateer had cut off the sleeves before we got the shirts out of the box, Cooper said. He wanted to show off the guns. Mateer was so ripped that some believe that the picture was digitally enhanced by AI. That's a sad sign of the times, but also a sign of how unusual it is to see a quarterback who looks like a linebacker. So the Sooners responded with a video of Mateer hitting the smelling salts and front squatting. Quote, not AI, the post read. This is an introduction to...
Was Mateer, you were up close and personal. Was he that yoked?
He was wearing like a hoodie, which was confusing because it was June.
Yeah.
But that was right around the time he would have been at the Manning passing camp.
He seems like he wears opposite of what anyone would expect. Shades at night, hoodies in the sun.
I don't know what he's going for. He's going for he might be going for like a Boz thing, like, he kind of just stands out.
Okay.
The
Does
next
he have
thing,
like a weird haircut?
the next thing he needs is like a mullet or like a super odd recognizable haircut.
Like the Uncle Rico look.
Or something like that. Yeah. But basically this is just a story about how John Mateer is jacked. Maybe you just want your swole quarterback to have swole quarterback confidence. Mateer doesn't deny the Manning camp sleeveless shirt accusation. As a matter of fact, before his youth football camp in Norman in July, he says he called ahead to make sure the shirt was pre-cut for him. Mateer said he saw people saying he was too big immediately after the Manning camp, but the one place he didn't hear any qualms was in Louisiana. Nobody at that camp said I was too big because the people at the camp watched me throw, and I proved that I wasn't too big. Well, congratulations to John Mateer. I'm glad ESPN got to the bottom of that.
Story goes on to talk about Colin Klein and setting weightlifting records, and there's a lot in here, and then more photos of John Mateer.
All right, that's those are the news stories of the day. We will take a break. The 8 o'clock hour is coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a now new yearly tradition on this show. It's time for the Chunkies. I'll explain after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, a couple tweets here from our friend Sam. He says, A+ LaGuardia is good now. Take. Thank you. I enjoy all of Sam's tweets about airports, airplanes.
Is he an airport man?
He is an airplane man.
Okay.
He is an aviation man. Yes.
Is it a hobby or is he like Val? Does he work in the industry?
He does not work in the industry.
Okay.
He just loves it.
Okay.
He's always taking pictures of. He's always tweeting out pictures of. I think he's into the same stuff that I'm into,
Okay.
like the logistics and the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
airlines and the transactions and stuff, like mergers that have been made over the years.
There was an air show over the weekend. Are
Oh.
you someone that would go to an air show? Do you have interest in that level of stuff?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I wouldn't say no. Like I wouldn't not like it. Like I'm sure I would like it, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't go
you
out of
would
my
your
way.
way. No. I was thinking about how I want to take my kid to like as a kid, that is like an awesome random event.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this because my son really enjoyed going to parades this past summer.
Oh.
And then we saw a fire truck yesterday and he referred to it as a parade because he saw many he saw many fire trucks and just assumed when he sees a fire truck it's involved
it's
in
a
a parade.
parade.
They're going to wave at him or
Tried to explain that one away, but then I was thinking about it and it's like, when you're a kid, as an adult, like a parade is a parade, but as a kid, like these events seem really cool. Air show would be up there for sure. Like
Absolutely.
that would be an awesome event if you're like
That'd fire
5
me
years
up.
old.
Yeah.
Just seeing planes doing all sorts of
The
stuff.
one thing that would definitely get me out, like aviation wise, if they were like, if the airport people were like, hey, come down and just like, or but like if I got a job at the airport,
Yeah.
I would work at the airport like that.
that's kind of
So
how
you're
my
saying if you're leaving here, it's at least a 25% chance it's because someone at the airport offered you a job.
25. I don't know.
Like you're leaving regardless.
I don't know
We're
what
just
I
putting
would,
a percentage on.
maybe. I don't know what I would do or / what I'm qualified
I don't know
for
what your job would be at the
airport, but I would be interested in working at the airport.
So
Is the airport hiring? Let's see if there's jobs.
They must be.
basically how my sister got into the industry. My my aunt and uncle used to own Cracky McGee, so she started working over there, met famous people going by, and then she worked on the tarmacs.
Many
And
famous
ticket
people at
office,
Cracky McGee's.
Transferred to Ohio State and now works for a major airline. Now she's in Spain watching the solar eclipse.
All the places you could go from Cracky McGee's.
Incredible.
Cracky McGee's to
Started at
Spain.
Crackies and now she's in Spain.
Matthew says TSA is always hiring. Yeah, our guy Brian's over there doing TSA,
Okay.
which is good. And every time I'm going out there, I was like, oh, there's Brian over at TSA, rocking it out. It's like, see you later. I'm going through TSA pre-check.
Be a dock worker. It's not really the same thing. Transportation security officer.
Yeah.
Looks like the Hudson News needs a stock associate.
I don't know if it'd be like working at the bar or the store or whatever. Like it would be
I don't want
something
to work in
with
the airport. I want something with the airlines.
The
or
airline.
yeah.
Would you want to be a flight attendant?
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't think I do.
I've thought about that before. It's outside of
I
the
can see
I
odd-
feel like I'm too big to be a flight attendant. Like
Farley.
there's just not enough space for me to. Not that I like.
I'm just
I can
thinking Tommy Boy
weed
now.
through there, yeah, but it's not a great. It wouldn't be a great fit.
I don't know.
I'd love to see that.
There's big guys that are flight
Oh yeah,
attendants.
no, there's people taller than me that have been flight attendants.
Who's that huge guy? Yeah. All right. So yeah, 25% I think is about right. If I'm leaving, there's a halfway decent chance I'm going to the airport. All right, it's time for the chunkies, everybody. So you guys haven't been a part of this before. This is
new.
This is a bit that honestly might not even work on the morning show. I have no idea, but we're going to try it. So each year, we're going to split Nebraska's schedule into 3 equal parts, 4 games apiece. So it's literally the first 4 games, the middle 4 games, and then the final 4 games. Those make up the chunks. Those make up the nominees for each of them are nominees for every award I'm about to give out. And then I will bestow awards upon each of these chunks, hopefully describing them accurately. And maybe there's some controversy in between as well.
Okay.
Does this make sense?
Yeah. No, it does.
The reason we do this now is because by now, at this point in the college football offseason, we should know the schedule by heart. We have reached the point where the schedule.
Can you rip it off right now?
Yes.
Okay, do it.
Ohio.
Okay.
Bowling Green.
Yes.
North Dakota.
Yes.
Yes.
Michigan State.
Yes.
Mhm.
Maryland.
Yes.
Indiana.
Yes.
Yes.
Oregon.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's a bye week.
Yes. Good
Then
job.
there is Washington.
Yes.
Then there's one game before Rutgers, isn't there?
Yes.
And that game is
Oh no. Oh
come
no.
on. One game before Rutgers. I already. Who am I? It's a West Coast team.
No.
No,
No.
it's not what they already did. The West Coast team.
This is
Oh no.
Illinois
you
on
go,
a Friday
there you go.
night. Thank you. Sorry, I had to.
Nope, you're good.
I had to span the entire coast to
What's
coast.
notable about Illinois?
It's on Friday night.
There you go.
And then they play Rutgers,
Yep.
Ohio State.
There you go.
I know it by heart.
Good job.
That I didn't think that would be the thing that would trip you up.
The Illinois game.
Yeah, I was thinking he's going to the one that I thought you'd skip the bye week. I thought you would just go like right in. I'd be like, no.
Never skip the bye week.
So
All right,
Never.
the Chunkies are here,
the
ladies and
chunkies
gentlemen.
are in groups of
four.
So three of them.
There's only three chunks.
Three chunks.
3 chunks. All right, let's start giving away awards. Do we have some award music maybe to go along with this or something like that? Maybe try and track down something. We need some fanfare. We
Okay.
need some whimsy in this.
I've
All
already
right,
built some potential awards.
Oh, good.
for stuff.
you
so.
feel free to
Okay.
throw in whatever you'd like. All right, there are the big awards, which are like the most likely winless chunk, the most likely undefeated chunk. There's things like that we'll get to a little bit later. The chunk of the greatest variance, the chunk of variance. I could see 0-4. I could see 1-3. I could see 2-2. I could see 3-1. I could see 4-0.
Do I get to guess on these?
You do.
Okay.
Now, I don't think I could see 4-0 in this chunk. I also would have I don't think I could see 4-0 in this chunk, but it's still the chunk of greatest variance.
Is it the second chunk?
No, it's chunk 3.
Wow.
It's chunk 3.
That chunk has more variance than the second chunk?
Mhm.
Is it you're just chalking up Maryland as a win no matter what?
I think anything. I think that Michigan State and Maryland are likely wins, or you
But
can
Michigan State would be in the first chunk.
I'm sorry. Maryland is a likely win,
Mm-hmm.
and then there are 3 other likely losses probably in there that would lead to the chunk of least variance.
Okay.
All right. That's the chunk of greatest variance. Chunk number 3.
Which is the chunk of Illinois, Rutgers,
That's right.
Ohio State, Iowa.
That's right. What's the greatest record you could see in that chunk?
Yeah, I mean, I think 2-2 seems like a most likely result out of that chunk.
Could you
How
see
they
3-1?
get to 2-2? Yeah, I could see 3-1.
Could you
I could see
see-
1-3.
Could you see 1-3?
1-3 is my
I
favorite.
can't see 0-4.
Probably not 0-4.
And I don't see 4-0.
Great variance.
So, but 1-3, 2-2, 3-1.
The most stressful chunk. The nominees are chunk 1, chunk 2, and chunk 3. The most stressful chunk out of all of the chunks.
It's hard because chunk 2 seems like it should be the most stressful because it comes before chunk 3 and it features 2 teams in the top 10. However, if you were like, well, they're going to lose those games no matter what, so there's only 2 games that you're really thinking about. Chunk 3 then has Iowa, Illinois, and Rutgers, which all seem more winnable than the games in chunk 2. So chunk 3?
It's chunk 3.
All right.
It's the most stressful chunk.
No, and it's November. Nebraska usually lose in November.
That's true, but hopefully they lose close, which would give it the most stressful chunk.
And they might need to get a 6 win so they can get back to a great bowl game.
This one is
The
called
Rape Bowl.
the lack of familiarity chunk. The lack of familiarity chunk, and that the award goes to Chunk 1.
Yeah, definitely. Chunk
Nebraska is only 12-4 all time versus Chunk 1 opponents.
Yeah.
They've only played Ohio, Bowling Green, North Dakota, and Michigan State a combined 16 times, and I believe 10 of them are Michigan State, or maybe 12 of them are Michigan State, whatever it is.
That would make sense.
They haven't played Ohio. They haven't played Bowling Green. And I think that they've only played North Dakota twice.
Yeah.
So it's 14 of them are Michigan State
That makes sense.
over the years. The chunk of lack of familiarity.
I would like to hand out an award here.
Please.
Most points scored in any chunk will be Chunk 1.
Absolutely.
It's not even close.
Yeah, there's no
However, since that's low-hanging fruit, I'll toss this one in too. Most defensive points scored, as in Nebraska scores a touchdown defensively or gets a safety or anything like that, also in Chunk 1
Also Chunk
as
1.
well.
Well, while we're giving away awards to Chunk 1, we might as well give it this one. The most likely undefeated chunk is Chunk 1. There's no doubt about that. We got to give some awards to Chunk 2. Chunk 2, most likely appearance of Gus Johnson.
Okay.
Chunk 2 this year, which would include, of course, Maryland, Indiana, Oregon, and Washington. Probably in Indiana or Washington are the most likely Gus Johnson appearances throughout the entire season. There is, of course, the Ohio State game in November, which could very likely have a Gus Johnson appearance, but I'm basically just going 2 over 1 here.
If you want a low-hanging fruit for Chunk 2 to get an award, Chunk with most ranked teams. Likely 3 of them.
Yeah.
So you could get your opportunity to pull a pelt is most likely to come out of Chunk 2.
The most pelt chunk.
Yeah, pelt-heavy chunk.
Chunk where I hold the martyr baton for hosting Big Red Overreaction too much.
Ooh.
Chunk 2. I have 3 out of the 4 weeks.
You do. Do you have, I know you have, so you have Maryland, you have Indiana, and you have Washington.
I think
I
that's
know
right.
you don't have Oregon because that is John Bishop and Mike Schaefer.
That is Connor's
Awesome.
bumpy road.
That's right. That's my martyr baton chunk. I'm excited about it.
Best quarterbacks that Nebraska faces, also Chunk 2.
Chunk 2, for sure.
It's not even close. You have 4 top 20 quarterbacks.
I'm more of a believer in Caton Hauser than most folks are, I
Sure.
think, which could give you some Chunk 3 love. But
Yeah, but Chunk 3 also includes Iowa, which might be the worst quarterback that they play.
and it includes a man who you hate, Julian Sand.
He's good.
Oh, thank you.
He's good.
He is good.
He's just boring.
Chunk with the most trees.
Okay.
Chunk
Oh,
with the
this-
most trees.
This one's
Now,
easy.
some people might say it's the one where you have the most games in Lincoln because
No.
Lincoln is Tree City,
That's
USA.
2 different chunks. Have 3 games in Lincoln.
Wrong. It's Chunk 2
Yes.
because you're going to Oregon, and that
Wow.
has by far the most trees.
Well, so
I
you're
love
going to
nature.
Oregon, and you have 3 home games in Lincoln, so you're getting all of the trees.
That's all
So
the trees.
Oregon has more trees than New Jersey.
Oregon has more trees than New Jersey. New Jersey has a lot of trees, but Oregon has.
Yeah, watch the Pine Barrens.
Oregon
episode.
is dwarfing the tree count in this situation. Even with the 3 Memorial Stadium games inside Chunk 2, Oregon is still bringing the most trees to the table.
Here's the thing. How about Michigan? Because you got the upper and lower peninsula. It's heavily forested in the upper peninsula, and then pretty much half of the lower peninsula.
That is
Michigan.
true. 3 Memorial Stadium games plus a Michigan game at Michigan State in Chunk 1
That's a good one.
should have garnered some consideration, but I think it's still
Michigan
Oregon.
can't compare.
I still think it's Oregon. It's Friday. I'm in Chunk. the chunk where
Chunk
you
3,
have
yeah.
2 Friday games.
Wow. Man,
I like how Matt Rule was like the other day. He was like, yeah, he said something about, you strap it up 12 Saturdays a year, or 10 Saturdays and 2 Fridays. Why is he does that all the time? He's like, I feels like he's mad about the Fridays thing.
I don't care.
I don't know why.
If you're Nebraska's coach, you're inheriting Black Friday, and you just live with it.
That's what I say. But he keeps mentioning it.
Yeah, whatever. Easiest route to get me off your side would be to be against the Black Friday game.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, dude.
I don't know that he dislikes it. There's something that he doesn't like about I think he just doesn't like how the conference is so large because you have to travel. Like
Sure.
everybody has a disastrous travel situation at one point during the year. And I would argue that Nebraska really doesn't have a disastrous travel situation. They're given an extra day after the Illinois game to come back, and then they go back to Rutgers the next week. They really don't have. He's still mad about the one last year when they played like crap against Minnesota, but maybe it just turns out they played like crap.
Don't play like crap.
Like, I don't know. So whatever.
Could he be mad because
they go Washington at Illinois at Rutgers?
There's an element of this where I know coaches are upset because some teams just don't play on Fridays, and the Big Ten will continue to do this. Like Ohio State doesn't have a Friday game. I don't know if Penn State has a Friday game.
They do, I believe. They're playing Northwestern on that first game at
some schools just say no. They're just like
I think Nebraska doesn't want Friday games, and if they do, they want them to be road games because they don't want to give up a Saturday home game.
Right.
So it's kind of a tough, because then then
they complain about the fact that
then you're on the road and you have to
games.
travel, and it's like, okay, but you didn't want to play a Friday home game, so like pick a lane to be upset.
I know it's so odd. He keeps talking about it though.
It's one of these things where I don't think anyone has any legs to stand on because we're seeing it in the NFL. Like teams are just playing on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays and like this is what it is.
Chunk where the sellout streak is most likely to end.
Chunk one.
It's chunk one.
That North Dakota game, they're having the concert with whatever his name is.
Yeah, what is that guy?
I wanted to say 7 different.
I was going to say Brantley Gilbert.
It's not Brantley Gilbert because he's doing his own show somewhere else. So that way his children can experience it. Who is it? It's not Scotty McCreery.
No, he was
it's
just
not John Party.
No,
it's not Chase Rice.
It's not.
I don't think it's Chase Rice.
Okay.
I got it if you want it.
Tell me.
I want one more guess.
Okay.
Guess one more country guy with the hat.
Yeah, it's not any of the ones that I have. I got nothing.
Cole Swindell.
Yeah,
Swindell.
Sam Hunt was like the closest I was going to get to this.
Yeah. Is Brantley Gilbert even a person?
Yeah, he's a person.
Okay, good.
He was part of the alternate halftime show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then he released a statement.
Yeah, the alternate halftime.
So he released a statement trying to distance himself from the alternate halftime show by saying he was only doing it so that way if his kids ever asked if he was in a halftime show, he could say that he was.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Good job, Schaefer. Good memory.
So that was the joke I was trying to make.
That is the chunk in which the sellout streak is most likely to end. Also going to chunk one, specialty. How did Eddie George win that Heisman over Tommy Frazier?
Yeah, ridiculous.
Chunk one.
That is a chunk one. I don't know. We'd be talking about it in chunk 2 or chunk 3.
We have to be. That has to be a topic in 4 weeks when that game comes around. We need to get Eddie George on or something.
I think Ohio State plays Texas that week. It would be really funny to me if we get like an Ohio State guy on and he thinks he's going to be talking about the Texas game.
We just bombard him.
It's like, hey, did you cover Eddie George? What the hell?
How did that happen? And how is he the coach at Bowling Green?
Are we not talking about Arch Manning? No, we don't want to talk about Arch Manning. Tommy Frazier was robbed.
You want to talk about that one guy's 9-foot wingspan catching that ball? No, I don't care about that.
Should we search for a Heisman voter that's wants to talk about his 1995 vote of Eddie George over Tommy Frazier?
Well, I was looking at the voting last night when I was putting this together, and
was it even that close?
It was.
Okay.
It was pretty close.
Was it Toby Gerhart, Mark Ingram close? Or not Mark Ingram?
I don't think it was that close.
Right,
so it ended up being total 1460 to 1196. Okay. First place votes 286 to 218. Okay. That was like a pretty decent gap.
Yeah.
Like close, but a pretty decent gap. The gap between Tommy Frazier and Danny Werfel was like the same.
Danny Werfel.
So it was like pretty much Eddie George, gap, Tommy Frazier, gap, Danny Werfel.
So what were his numbers in 1995?
Frazier?
No, Eddie George.
Eddie George in 1995 at Ohio State ran for 1,800 yards and 23 touchdowns. Led the nation in both of those categories.
He also had 44 catches for nearly 400.
I mean, he had a great
yards.
season.
Yeah. Pretty good. It's pretty good. But he didn't run through 75 Gators after the ceremony.
I don't remember him having one of the most historic college football runs of all time that year. Do you?
No.
I most certainly do.
I don't remember a single Eddie George college run.
I'm sure that the Ohio State, the Bucknuts right now are listening to this. They're like, what? Come on, Eddie George had plenty of famous runs. I don't remember any of them. Probably because they didn't win any national championships during that period of time. especially not that season.
I think Frazier's got a real argument here.
Most likely undefeated chunk is chunk 1.
Sure.
And then what is there one more chunk that I have to give away? Did the most stressful, lack of familiarity, Gus Johnson chunk, tree chunk.
Chunk where Nebraska is most likely to make headlines.
Chunk where Nebraska is most
National
likely
headlines.
to make national headlines.
Catastrophic mistake chunk.
Well, or it could
I
be
think
the
this
other
could
way.
go a lot of ways.
It
So
could be the other way.
you could argue chunk 1, if they lose to an FCS team, you're making headlines.
Yeah.
Chunk 2, you have 2 top 10 teams in there, plus a,
That's where my brain went first.
a Halloween game against Washington who could be ranked. And then you have chunk 3 where, like, let's say the season goes completely off the rails. Maybe you are looking for a coach in chunk 3. So
Fired chunk.
where
Thinking about
where
next-
do you think this goes? Would you go chunk 1, chunk 2, or chunk 3?
My brain went to chunk 2 right away.
Mine is at chunk 2, but I could make an argument for why chunk 1 or chunk 3 would at least
You could definitely
deserve
say
some conversation.
it could be like, what is more likely to happen? I mean, this has been a discussion over the last couple of weeks. Nebraska loses one of their first 3
Sure.
games, or they beat Indiana.
They beat Indiana.
I kind of think so too.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to win the first 3
that
games.
would make national headlines if they beat Indiana.
If Nebraska doesn't win all 3 of their first 3 games, we'll set something up where you can dunk Matt McMaster because he wants to be in a dunk tank.
Or you.
God, you guys are
No, Matt.
dumb.
Matt will be my proxy for this. She's going to hire him as my proxy for lots of
Speaking of dunk tanks, old man Doug writes in, what is the significance of the chunkies? Can you explain for those of us who missed the original explanation? The idea of the chunkies is we split the schedule up into 3 different parts, and then we just basically talk about the schedule and make jokes for 20 minutes. It's just a different way to talk about the season, which is coming up.
What chunky are you most excited? Like, what of the 3 chunks are you most excited about?
2.
It's 2.
Yeah, I want to see Nebraska in some big games.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
I'm
Maryland.
not scared.
Hooray.
Everybody out there is scared. Like, I don't want to play Indiana. I don't want to play Oregon. I would never go to the game. No, this is exciting. This is why you're in big picture college football. This is why you're in the big time. You're like, oh, I just want to play Bowling Green 9 times this year. So sad.
Would
These people around
Nebraska
here
go
are so
9-0 against Bowling Green?
Yes, if Nebraska played Bowling Green 9 times, they'd beat them 9 times.
Wow.
I believe that.
How
I
would
do
this?
too.
How would this be different if Tennessee was on the schedule
I'd
instead
be
of
so
Bowling
much
Green?
more excited about the season if Tennessee was on the schedule. So much more excited. I'd be
more excited. I don't know that it's so much.
I
more.
would be absolutely crushing Tennessee people online right now for not having teeth. I would just be
They
destroying
have teeth in Tennessee.
them. Are you sure?
Yeah, I've been in Nashville.
Nashville, okay.
There's teeth in Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
Outside of Nashville.
Outside of Nashville, way
I have
less
been
teeth.
outside of Nashville, and there are less teeth.
Less
I will
we
say.
don't count the place where Vrabel took Rossini for that boat cruise.
Yeah, what is that? That county?
That is, yeah. It was in.
It was somewhere east of Nashville.
It was in the mountains. Right?
Yeah, it was south of.
I think I
south
got
of
the
Knoxville,
I got the
right?
city. I got the city.
Here's Aaron. He says, "Fun fact: Oregon has a ton of trees in half the state, and basically 0 trees in the other half of the state, and is only 48% covered in trees. Michigan is covered in 56% of trees. Having lived there for 10 years, I can confirm the trees are much taller in Oregon. Though I had 150-foot tall pines in my suburbs, 200+ foot trees, not uncommon at all. Oregon, though, is much larger, so it had more trees, but not a higher percentage of trees."
My thing is, we're only counting 1/2 of Michigan's 2 parts of its state. They don't get the Upper Peninsula. That has no. That has
It's
nothing in line with Ann Arbor or anything.
It's
So,
still Michigan though.
I don't count it.
It's still Michigan.
You have to
Canada,
cross a big
really.
long bridge or fly a plane to get there. It's
or just
not a part of it.
or you just go through
You don't have
Wisconsin
to
to get
stump for
there.
Michigan. Dan's not over your shoulder here.
I've been over there. I've been there. It's Michigan.
Why are you stumping for Michigan, Joey?
It's beautiful up there.
If you have to cross a bridge to get there, it's not.
You
a part
don't
of the
have
state.
to cross a bridge to get there.
Of course you do.
Only if you're going from Michigan to there.
Which you are.
Yep.
This is the exact case I make.
Wait, you're leaving Michigan to go to Michigan? That doesn't count.
That place is weird, and it has famously no trees.
God, you guys are dumb.
All right, we'll take a break. Sam McEwen's up next on 1620 The Zone. See if we can track down Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald in just a little bit. Practice yesterday at Nebraska football. If you guys have any thoughts, questions, concerns, let us know. 402-951-1620. I have this real quick, though, for you. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this, Dana Holgerson?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay. Have you guys seen any videos of Chris Berman lately?
I have.
I saw something.
What did you notice about Chris Berman, Joey?
He's quite in a different shape. Let's just put it.
See, I never have. I guess I've never really thought to think about Chris Berman below the waist.
So did you get the video sent to me was a tweet where it's like, you never think about the lower third.
You never do.
Because you've always watched him on a desk. Yeah.
So you don't need any audio for this, Joey.
I don't know.
Why is he sagging so much? That's the ad so what?
I don't really have great ways of explaining it. The similar thing happened with my own father. Like the age is just the way it is. He got really in like leg wise. They're just pop apps. Don't even give me sitting up there too. Like there's just no definition, and so nothing. Like it's just like a flat board, like just straight down.
Yeah.
And that's effectively what Chris Berman.
I can't make any sense of it.
I don't think it was a procedure. I think it's just the way that his body is aged.
No, it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't a procedure.
I don't know who would choose to have that as a procedure.
I don't think anybody would.
Hey, give me the Hank Hill.
Matthew says, looks like a frog. It does look like a frog. Two Card Monty, negative booty. Debo says, pizza box bum. I mean, there would be a lot of Chris Berman nicknames for what we just saw from Chris Berman.
Yeah, no doubt.
Is he still doing the
NFL primetime?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still doing it.
So wasn't he doing it on like ESPN Plus?
Yeah, every Sundays. And I'm hearing that he will probably go until like he reaches 50 years with ESPN then.
And how many years does he have for that?
That'll be 2029, so about 3 years.
You got to find a way to get him to do a couple more things before 2029.
Yeah, there was when in that video, he's like signing an autograph or whatever, and the angle of it was just right, and it was making me think of like there's a guy as an actor who looks kind of like Chris Berman does right now with the similar hairline, not quite the same build. And then I was trying to figure out what I remember him from, and he's in the show Billions. He was like the governor of New York.
Okay.
And so then I had to go look, and he looks nothing like him at all. But my brain was convinced that this was what was happening.
The sagging, I mean, just really the whole entire look.
But what's he supposed to, like, how does he keep them from...
I say you got to tighten the belt.
He might... what if it's already as tight as it could really get?
Or maybe he has misidentified where his waist actually is.
But the problem is you still need something that, like, definition to keep it from going straight down.
Yeah.
So even if you either have to cinch it,
some people tie it like on their stomach.
Yeah, he might have to go that route.
Then it's a completely different thing.
That's what my baseball coach would do.
Yeah, Aaron says it's time to go to overalls. That would actually work.
Oh wow,
he needs to go
overalls.
to overalls. Yeah, he needs to go to overalls.
It's a possibility.
That would work for him. He could just use his suspenders over the shoulders and doesn't have to worry about a belt anymore.
Ever have a pair of overalls as a kid?
I don't think so.
Unless I was like really young. I have no conscious memory of ever having overalls. I've never had the red and white ones that Nebraska people sometimes have or whatever.
Do have those, yes.
And then I think Creighton they do blue and white.
That's
ones.
the blue crew.
Yeah. Never had any,
been axed.
Never any coveralls or overalls or any of it. I don't know if I would like it.
Yeah. I don't think
I like want a one piece situation.
I don't think I'd be able to pull it off.
Yeah. Well, I definitely could not pull it off.
I don't think it would work for me. Overall, I don't know how I'd look in overalls. I don't
Probably
trust
not
it.
great. I don't know that anyone ever has anyone looked great in overalls.
Oh yeah, people pull off overalls.
Well, yeah, no, people can pull it off, but like looks great and pulls it off are two different things.
I think you can look great in overalls.
Okay. Coveralls, maybe. Like there's overalls, I'm thinking is just like the heavy denim look.
Yeah,
Like the coveralls can just be, it's not necessarily denim, it can be different colors.
sure.
Looks a little bit better. That
Yeah,
way.
I guess so. I'm
For me, there's a distinction. For you, there might not be.
maybe there isn't.
Yeah.
Yep. Matthew says Oshkosh overalls as a kid. Oh yeah, people were.
Yeah, like my
a big
son,
deal.
he was adorable. in
Those
it.
with the Old
Yeah.
Navy shirts.
Yep.
That had the American flag and it said like 2002 on it. Those were great shirts. People were wearing those shirts until like 2012. It was
man.
It was quite the time. Quite the time. So there you go. There's the update on Chris Berman's butt. If anybody was interested, maybe it's something that you hadn't thought about before, but
Chances are you probably haven't, but we're telling you maybe you should have.
this is the news that you all care about. We have a topic, an NFL topic coming up next that I'm excited to get to with you. It's regarding NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So we will do that. The 9:00 hour, we will free ball. We're going to, it appears as if we're going to go throughout today's show with nary a guest.
Well, here's the thing. If Sam calls back and he's like, hey, I missed
We
it,
just let him in.
we have an abundance of space.
We do.
So there's that.
But if he doesn't, then we are guest list.
Yeah.
But
We
you
should-
could always call in
You know
42951
You could be our guest, absolutely, on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. So give us a call. Maybe if someone calls in, they could win
Maybe.
an opportunity, an extra opportunity to go to
Are
Oregon.
you saying maybe or are you saying definitely?
I am saying if you call me, you got to come on the air and talk to us. You
And
can't-
Schaefer has to ask you questions about your job.
Oh, yeah. If you want to be interviewed about your job and get an extra spot to go to
There
Oregon,
you go.
call in.
Back,
We're talking.
back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Great idea.
All right, so I gave Mike Schaefer a couple raffle tickets that he could throw out however he wants, and this is how he's deciding to do it. You call in 402-951-1620. We got Roger waiting on the line right now, but you have to dance for us a little bit.
Throw beat it on the floor.
So we welcome in Roger. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning, guys.
All right, Schaefer had some questions for you.
All right, Roger. What was or what is your job?
Bartender at Warner Park.
Whoa!
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Which concession area? Just all of them?
Most of them. I usually work the grab and go.
The grab? Oh, I know
Okay.
Roger. I was familiar with Roger a couple weeks
All right.
ago. So was Matt
Yeah.
McMaster, puking all over the place.
Oh yeah.
How many failed 999 challenges have you
Good
been
question.
involved with?
Failed 911 challenges.
999 challenges.
Oh, too many to count.
I bet somebody comes to the ballpark every night, probably doing that.
So how did you end up as a bartender or a beer server effectively at Warner Park?
Well, I wanted my son to get a job there, and he was like dragging his feet. It's like, well, okay, if you're not going to go there, I'll go there. So,
How long have you been there?
ever since they moved to Papillion. So what's that? 16 years, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do before that?
Worked for an insurance company.
Okay.
Much more boring.
And so you're like, I need something that's going to have me outside a little bit. I can talk to the people, plus I can watch a little baseball. Is that effectively what this was?
Yeah, totally.
Isn't that why anybody goes to start to work at Warner Park? That's why I started to work at Warner Park.
Probably.
Well, yeah.
Some people just need a job.
I was like, I'm going to be here anyway. You might as well just get paid, I suppose.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite memory of working at Warner Park?
Oh, probably when they had the Big and Rich concert there.
Big and rich.
Hey.
When was that, Roger?
Oh, that's probably been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
They haven't had too many
Pretty wild.
concerts out there, have they?
They had Flo Rida.
Not very much. Every couple of years.
Okay.
Do you remember when Flo Rida was there probably 3 or 4 years ago now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a great time.
Yeah, he was fun.
Yeah.
So you serve people drinks and beer. Do you have a favorite beer, Roger?
Ooh, I would probably say Vanilla Bean Blonde.
Okay.
Good one.
All right. So if you were to win and we send you out to Oregon, are you going to try some of the craft brews out there?
Oh, absolutely.
You been to Oregon before?
Never have.
All right. Well, I hope this is your opportunity to go and you get to watch Nebraska play Oregon on behalf of 1620.
Yeah, Roger. Thank you. Hang on the line. Joey's going to grab your information real quick. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There we go. Way to see it worked out.
That was great.
And now we Schaefer has a huge smile on his face.
I love it.
As we know, Schaefer loves to ask people about their jobs.
I was not expecting that.
Me neither.
There was a lot of different ways that this could go. And that was not, he said, he was like, okay, bartender. And then, wait, Warner Park.
That's right. Warner Park.
And then he's been there since it opened. So he's just like, hey, I'm just going to go get this job.
He is going to win a bonus entry into the Oregon game drawing that we're going to do in a couple weeks. We'll be doing these on our shows. You could, of course, enter by yourself at 1620thezone.com.
Highly encouraged.
Which we highly encourage you to do. And then listen to our shows and potentially win bonus entries to go on the trip, as Roger just did. Now, might be some extra things required of you.
Yeah.
Maybe Schaefer gets to ask you about your job, whatever. But maybe not sometimes as well.
So now we're down to
we're down to 5, I believe.
I thought the 5th was given away for the tweet.
Oh, we're down to 4.
I think we're down to 4.
Ooh, scary. Okay, we got to figure out. And then, so Matt, I think we'll have 10 next week, and then USC will have 10 the next week, and then I think we're back to us for 10 the following
So we
week.
want to
And then we'll draw.
Let's lock in with Joey to make sure that we only have 4 spots left, because we don't want to. We'll do 2 tomorrow and then 2 Friday, I would assume.
Okay. I think that's where we're at.
That makes the most sense.
That'd be my guess. All right, so Joey's hooking up with Roger right now. Black Cat writes in, definitely finding this guy at the next Chasers game. He's at He's at the grab and go on it'd be down the third base side, right? Yeah.
I got to get back to a Chasers game before the season ends. We're running out of games. There's only a couple weeks.
I think
left?
there's a couple homestands left as all. Maybe they're here through September now.
I got to get my son to a game, because as I tried to take him to the last one, he threw up all over himself.
And
2
then
minutes
Matt-
from the game, and then Matt threw up
and
all
then
over
Matt threw up
himself
all
at
over
the game.
himself.
So
Yeah, which is the funniest
the young
part.
people in my life just unable to handle their milk, water, and beer.
But if you hit up Roger at the Storm Chasers games, he'll get you set.
Yeah.
He'll get you in the right place. All right, here's a great topic that we love to talk about: NFL quarterbacks. How many NFL teams have their franchise quarterbacks right now? Let's just rip through all 30 of them, and it's just a yes or no, and maybe we'll come to a consensus.
Start AFC East and then
I
work your
agree.
way through.
Buffalo, yes.
Yep.
Miami, no.
No.
New England, yes.
Yes.
Jets, no.
No.
So 2 out of 4 there.
Yep.
Baltimore, yes.
Yes.
Cincinnati, yes.
Yes.
Cleveland, no.
No.
Pittsburgh,
Not for me.
How ayahuasca though could be for
Yeah.
you.
No.
Could be for you. So we're only 2 out of 4 in each of the first 2
Yep.
divisions. Houston,
No.
I'm gonna say no. Also, it hurts me to say no, but no,
Yeah, I'm saying no.
it's sad. Indianapolis,
This one is the toughest, I think, in the whole division.
I think it's no.
I think it's no too. I think they want it to be yes.
He's a stopgap.
So I'm going to say no as well.
Jacksonville,
Yes.
Tennessee.
I'm going to say no.
I'm gonna say yes.
but it's because I just haven't seen enough yet to say yes.
It's
I
a big
think he
year
could be
for him.
good.
I'm going to say yes.
I would be excited about Cam Ward if I was a Titans fan. I wouldn't be excited about much of anything else.
So
but
one real disagreement here, and it's that one.
Yeah.
Other than that, we have 2 out of 4 in every division so
Right.
far. AFC West, Denver.
yes,
Yeah, I think so.
they think they do.
Kansas City, yes.
Yes.
Las Vegas.
I'm going to say yes, even though I didn't say yes on Cam Ward. I also feel better about Mendoza than I do Ward.
I think so too, even though he's never
I
played a
think
snap in
Mendoza's
the
gonna be
NFL.
good.
I think
Like,
he'll
I
hang
really
around
do.
for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how good he's going to be, but he's going to be their quarterback for like 6 years.
I think he's going to be.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be legitimately good.
And the Chargers have their franchise quarterback.
Yes.
So 3 out of 4 there.
Oh well,
No,
4 out of 4 for me.
4 out of 4 there. Yeah. NFC East, Dallas, yes. The Giants,
Ooh, do we call Jack franchise? Because
he's running out
how
of
many
time.
more years do we think Jack is the quarterback for the Cowboys?
How many more billion-dollar extensions can he
So-
sign? I don't know.
What is his contract situation currently?
I don't know. He
I'll
feels,
look it up.
feels like he's always in a contract situation.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm going to say yes, because even if you're at the end of it,
He's got 2 more years under this. No, 3 more years under this contract. So I will say yes as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone else is going to take him off. their
how
hands.
old is Dak?
Younger than you would think. I think he's
32, I would
yeah,
say.
I was
33.
31 is what I had in my head. He's 33. He just turned 33.
Dak is getting kind of old. It's very weird.
Quarterbacks,
Yeah, they
age
could go
better now.
They could
I
go
guess
to like 37.
Yeah. Well, 40 if you're Tom Brady. 45 if you're Tom Brady.
So yes, the Giants.
I'm going to say no.
I don't think so.
This is where this topic originated. It was the
Yeah.
idea of whether Jackson Dart and there's another one that we'll get to
I don't think so.
our franchise quarterbacks. I would say no.
Philly,
I'd say yes.
yes. Even though we don't think he's very good,
Right.
Yes. And Washington,
Yes.
yes.
Even though we're worried. that he
we're
won't
worried,
Stay
yeah.
healthy.
So that is 3 out of 4 in that division. Chicago, yes.
Yes.
Detroit, yes.
No.
Whoa.
I think we're at the tail end of Jared Goff.
Wow.
Like if they don't make the playoffs this year, they're going to replace him.
Okay.
I just I don't know. There's something that probably has to change there to some degree. If they miss the playoffs this year, like there has to be some change.
I'm not that far off from you.
Now he had. It's not like he was bad, and this isn't to say.
But he's like a replacement.
I think he's someone that you go to replace. Like I don't think he's someone that you're just set with. Like you could
But
do
I
better
do
than
think
Jared
he
Goff.
is like it wouldn't hurt them that much to cut ties with him, but he is better than the replacement quarterback.
I mean, he did throw 34 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. The last guy I know that did that did get replaced by his team, and they replaced him with JJ McCarthy because they're morons.
Green Bay, yes. Minnesota, no.
Definitely.
As we just mentioned. 2 more divisions if we could do this in 2 minutes. Atlanta, no.
No,
Carolina.
no. I don't think Bryce Young's your franchise guy.
I kind of do.
Okay.
I kind of
All right,
do.
You can say yes.
New Orleans.
This is the other guy.
That's what I would
the debate.
imagine.
Yeah.
people love the Shuck guy. I just don't. Like, I haven't seen enough yet.
I need to see more, so I'm
Yeah.
at a no.
Yeah. Tampa,
I'm at a no because Baker doesn't seem like he's even going to be there.
not a long-term solution.
So 4 no's in the NFC South.
Not surprising. That division sucks. Arizona, no. Los Angeles, yes, but it's at the end.
I'm going to say no because he's not going to be there in 3 years.
Yeah, I still say yes, even though I know he's not
Right.
going to be there in 3 years. San Francisco, yes.
Yes, I would say that.
And Seattle, yes. They just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's going to be their guy.
Yeah, I think you're
He's
stuck with
only
him now.
28.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. But
He's Sam Darnold. I
he is
know,
Sam
it's hard.
Darnold.
It's hard for
He
you.
is Sam Darnold. Okay, so what do we end up? I mean, probably about 3/4 of the league.
So a lot of it was 2 out of 4 for a lot of them.
Yeah. There was the 0 for 4 NFC South.
Yep.
And there
1
was
for 4 for me in the AFC
we're looking at Dolphins,
4
Jets.
for 4 in the West.
These are the worst teams, right? The Dolphins, the Jets, the Browns, the
Cardinals.
the Cardinals, every single team in the NFC South.
Yep.
The Vikings.
The Vikings.
And the Giants, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you have there are a lot of teams that have cycled through a lot of quarterbacks.
Yep.
That's basically what teams that cycle are perpetually cycling.
Wandering around in the wilderness until they find one.
Yeah.
Even if he's just replacement level good, like Daniel Jones in Indianapolis.
Right.
I don't think he's their franchise guy, but you would keep him for multiple years if it meant not wandering around in the wilderness.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's all.
No doubt.
All right. 402-951-1620. Nathan Jasker writes in, Jalen Hurts is the top 10 quarterback. Leave Brittany alone. People are fighting about Jalen Hurts. Football season is truly, truly here. We'll be back. We will free ball after this on 1620 The Zone.
Free balling now, I'm free balling now, I'm free balling now, I'm free balling now, I'm.
It's time for Free Balling, where the producer reads questions on things happening in the world of sports. Connor and Mike will have the answers.
All right, 9 o'clock here on this Wednesday morning. Another stormy morning here in Omaha. But regardless of the weather, it's time to free ball with all of our friends. Pants off, boys. What do we got?
Yes. Let's talk baseball. Athletic shortstop.
Let's talk baseball.
Jacob Wilson saw his errorless streak continue on as an official scoreskeeper overturned eighth inning call. Wilson has now gone 113 games since July of 2025 without committing an error at one of the most difficult positions. Very impressed, or no big deal.
Very impressed.
Yeah, I mean, for a shortstop to go that long without an error and all the chances that they usually have in every single game,
yeah,
it is remarkably impressive.
There was I always notice this more when I'm putting guys into my scorebook, and I can't remember who it was. I can't remember which shortstop it was during the College World Series this year. I was like, their middle. I think it was Oklahoma's.
Okay, I wondered if it was North Carolina because they have the North Dakota State guy, right? Schaffner.
It was Schaffner and Gallagher. Yeah. So the
reason I think that is you talked about it on the broadcast.
They had like a combined 5 errors.
Yeah, it was ridiculously low.
It was absurd.
You talked about those two, and then whoever the center fielder were, like the strength of that defense being so good.
Thank you. See, something I said on a broadcast resonated with
You're
somebody.
good on broadcast.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to be in the Hall of Fame like Kevin Kugler someday.
I would seriously doubt.
Check back with Connor in 20 years.
But it is incredibly impressive, and just to not have an error throughout that period of time. Imagine how many chances they're getting per game.
It's remarkable.
I would like to see. I haven't seen the play that was reversed, the scoring decision that was reversed. I'd like to see.
He threw wide of first. And they reviewed it and decided they didn't review it, but the scorekeeper
throwing play.
The scorekeeper reviewed it and decided that it was a fielder's choice because it seemed like Yandy was going to beat it out either way.
Interesting.
That's what I read on.
Interesting.
So now there's also a school of thought that they are significantly more friendly to giving hits or fielder choices to hitters now than they were in past baseball.
You could definitely plead your case.
Yeah. Well, I just think, and then team official scorers, I think, are a lot more like the leeway is a lot higher than it used to be.
I think that's probably true as well. But doesn't take away the fact that this guy's an incredible defensive.
I mean, guys are also hitting the ball harder now than ever. So,
and I appreciate Jacob Wilson because he's a throwback. He doesn't make errors and he hits a bunch of singles. I love him.
He
doesn't walk. He swings at everything.
He swings it a lot.
Yeah.
He gets on base a fair amount for a guy who swings it a lot. Doesn't have a ton of pop. He feels like he's a guy that belongs in a different era.
He's in the Luis Arias club.
Ooh,
who did hit a home run? He did hit a home run the other night. Anyway, what do we got?
Some changes coming to officiating in college football this year, including targeting in the second half no longer requires a player to miss the first half of the next game. Offensive pass interference is now a 10-yard penalty, and every coach now has 2 challenges and could earn a third if successful twice. Any of these stand out for you guys?
Well, I mean, the not taking the suspension on the second
into
half
the next game,
it is just. That is a wrong that has been righted.
They have a scaled system that if you get 2 different targeting calls on you, you have to miss the first half of the next game. If you have a third targeting call, you miss the full game. This is throughout the season. So obviously the ejection still stands.
That seems fair.
We're getting closer to what I ultimately want, which is to stop ejecting players on judgment calls from officials. I don't want it.
But would you be down to do the sort of, the the system that you kind of just explained, like the Caitlin Clark technical system.
Sure, yeah. Like
if you get 12 of them, you have to miss some time.
I'm fine with that. Like no ejection for the first one. You can do if the guy already has one for the year, you can eject him and then immediately, and then the third one he misses the game.
Yeah,
like I'm okay with that. Like if it's a recurring problem, great. If it just happens to be a collision that occurs in the game, I don't think someone needs to be kicked out.
I agree, and I think the threshold needs to go up.
Yes. I don't want to see people kicked out of games because of a bang bang play.
I know,
and I think intent matters, and I don't know that the white hats and the officials are going to be able to determine that in an instantaneous fashion.
I would say that there's probably been more cases over the years in the targeting ejections where the guy will leave the game after he's been ejected, and it'll be like, he did not deserve to get ejected, and he just made a mistake and hit helmet to helmet with the guy,
right.
And it was more. That has happened way more times than guy obviously meant he was headhunting and absolutely going for it.
Entirely.
Like, that has happened way more, like probably 5-1.
Agreed.
And so
incidental contact should not get you banned from a game.
Yep. What's next?
The Louisville Cardinals added another transfer, and former North Carolina Tar Heel Seth Trimble is using his extra year of eligibility. Will this and everyone else, does this put Pat Kelsey over the top finally?
No!
I just want to give you a chance to talk about Pat Kelsey.
I can't wait.
I didn't want to make Joey read all the names of what Louisville has added.
I hope they get better.
Several
and better
of those
and
are
better.
hard names, but they have, in the transfer portal era, the most ridiculous lineup haul.
I can't
of
wait.
anyone.
I hope they keep getting more and more and more and more players,
and then go out in the first round.
And then people are like, "Oh my God, they're going to be unstoppable!" And then they lose in the first round. I can't wait. Yeah, I mean, you almost forget that the basketball portal happened so long ago. Now
it's happening again.
They got the Fulgaris guy from Iowa,
Shellstead.
Jackson Shellstead is, because everybody talks about Badunga from Kansas, who is obviously a gigantic ad, but Jackson Shellstead, I don't even know how he has another year of eligibility left. It feels like he's been around for 100 years now.
Well, I think they've only cobbled together in like 35 games that he's been healthy enough to play in his career. So maybe he just got like an extra year of eligibility because he didn't play in most of the other years.
He was an important character in one of the most famous Creighton games of all time. The Oregon round of 32 game.
It was a good game.
Jason Green. Yeah. Him
Jason
and
Green.
who was the center? Imfali Dante. That guy.
Oh yeah.
It was him and Kalkbrenner were just
It
going
was a
at it.
really, really entertaining game.
Such a good game in Pittsburgh. And Joey, what else do we have?
Connor, this is for you.
Oh, good.
Your favorite tennis player, Yannick Sinner, has very noticeably and interestingly withdrawn from this week's Cincinnati Open, putting his U.S. Open status in question. I imagine you are very surprised and concerned about this development.
I am as a lover of Yannick Sinner, a person who always plays tennis and is never injured from tennis, and will probably go into the U.S. Open in 2 weeks, mildly healthy, and win a bunch of 5-setters against plumbers in the first couple rounds. And I'm going to continue to get more and more mad about it every single week. This is setting up for my personal nightmare. I didn't know how much I cared about this until recently. I don't want Yannick Sinner to win anything.
How old is Yannick Sinner?
He is
I have it right here.
Like 23 or 24.
24 years old.
24.
It's funny. So he won the Cincinnati Open in 2024. This is the precursor to the U.S. Open, so it's a hard court. So he won the U.S. Open or the Cincinnati Open in 2024, and then went to the final of the Cincinnati Open last year, where he, are you ready for this? Had to retire in the first set due to illness. These dudes are retiring all over the place. That was the precursor to Alcaraz and him facing each other in the U.S. Open final, where Alcaraz 1-4 last year.
So I'm looking at the men's tour rankings for 2026.
Yes.
If you took the amount that Yannick Sinner is ahead of Carlos Alcaraz, who's in second, And just that amount alone, that amount would be ranked 5th in the world right now. That's how much better Yannick Sinner and really Alcaraz are than everything that follows.
If it's not obvious already, I am very much Team Alcaraz.
Yeah, it'd be 4th in the world. I misspoke.
That's crazy.
The only Zverev, the German, is
Zverev,
the only other one that has over 5,000 points. At this time.
That's usually how it goes. There's like 3 tennis players.
Yeah,
point blank period. So, which I'm sad for my people out in Cincinnati who are looking forward to
going to be back, Joey?
I'm
You're
not
our tennis
sure.
correspondent.
I'm not really sure. I haven't heard anything.
I think our people in Cincinnati got hosed this week.
I can't look at Joey and not laugh. I don't know.
Got the hat and the shirt.
Because now I'm thinking about how he kind of looks like if you go to a gas station, the employee's wearing like every.
We need to give him pieces of 1620 the zone flair.
I don't want him to have like a racing jacket, a 1620 the zone racing jacket.
Yeah,
That'd be fantastic.
You look like the zone's #1 fan, Joey.
God, you guys are dumb.
He has
No comments.
No comment whatsoever.
Oh,
All right, we'll take a break.
I'm sorry, Joey.
Back after this on 1620 the zone. How about this from Ramona Shelburne from ESPN? Not Jeremy Schaap, ESPN. Ramona Shelburne. The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to American businessman Josh Kushner and Bob Iger for a record-breaking price of over $12 billion.
What?
Yep. That is an amount of money that is real. Kushner and Iger were involved in the expansion process in Las Vegas, but in the stunning turn, they pivoted to make an aggressive offer to buy the Lakers from Mark Walter, who had purchased a controlling interest in the team from the Buss family last year. Mark Walter, of course, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, alma mater, Creighton University, and still current, I believe, controlling owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, he's got quite a few teams in the profile.
Yeah.
I had no idea that he went to Creighton. You informed me of that during the break. That's kind of weird. Like he's only had because they were just sold a year ago.
I know.
And what did he buy them for? Like what?
That's a great question. I'm not sure what the money was on that, because some of it is just so hard to tell because you don't know what the percentage of which they're buying it is. But it's interesting to me that
he bought it for 10 and then he sold it for 12.
So that same stake he sold for 12.
So he's just got $2 extra billion that he's not giving to Creighton.
He should think about it.
Yeah.
We give it to Creighton.
Their NIL operation would rival Louisville's at that point.
That is true. They could go get Jackson Shellstad and
they get their own Fiore.
They can get Alvaro Figueres. He could hit threes in the corner against Florida or something like that. Anyway, crazy that second part that Shelburne mentioned, this idea that those two guys were in on the expansion franchise.
Right.
Seemed like they were going to maybe head up the expansion franchise in Vegas, and then just last second pivoted, and they were like, actually, why would we do that when we could just buy the Lakers? And then they bought some of the Lakers for $12 billion. So it brings into question how much, and I don't know what the figures that are being bantied about are. Like, how much is it to invest in an expansion franchise, the NBA, to get that off the ground? I mean, there's a lot of infrastructure that you have to put in. They have the arena. I would imagine they would just play at T-Mobile, but all that stuff, like, is it more than a controlling stake in the Lakers? That's absurd. And so if you are like, if you're a person who's looking to get into the owning zone of the NBA, why in the hell would you go after an expansion franchise when you could just buy the Portland Trailblazers for $5? Or apparently you could just pivot and buy the Lakers.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder if it's not. I mean, I don't know anything. I wonder if it's like the opportunity to own the Lakers is so significant that you'd rather pay more to do that than buy
probably
the NBA's
but you figure like
31st team or whatever.
We're already spending $7 billion. Yeah. Why not spend 12 to buy the Lakers
and have one of the
established? Yeah.
Would you say the Lakers, as far as sports brands, falls behind like the Cowboys and the Yankees, and then it's probably the Lakers?
I think it's just the Yankees, then the Lakers.
Oh, I think the Cowboys are the biggest sports brand in North America.
They probably have the highest valuation. I don't know that they're the biggest sports brand.
I think because they play in the biggest sport, and then they're the team that is the most. They're the most. I think they're the most public team in sports.
Not the Yankees.
I think the Yankees are second, and the Lakers are third. Okay. So we're maybe splitting hairs.
Yeah,
here.
Maybe I'm going Cowboys third here, but
okay. Yeah, but those are the three. Like that's the joke, right?
It's definitely
the guy in the Yankees hat with the Lakers, starters jersey, rooting for the Cowboys,
and like a Miami football.
Legitimately, it's the LeBron James joke because he's a Yankees fan that's a Cowboys fan that now played for the Lakers.
That's right.
So, like the opportunity to own that team might be so immense that it makes more sense to do that. Also, you bought it for 12 from a guy who bought it for 10. Chances are when you sell it, you're going to recoup whatever you just paid.
Pretty immediately. Yeah. I mean, there's now evidence to suggest that.
There is. There really is.
It's made $2 billion.
I didn't know that Mark Walter's business was under scrutiny by the SEC. So
there's some stuff going on.
Yeah. Apparently this isn't related to it, but I don't know if I believe that.
I don't involve myself with the
in the news aspect of it.
No, I really don't. I just wonder what sports teams people own.
Also, just weird because Bob Iger has owned, or not owned, but Bob Iger
He's
has been
the
like the
president
guy
of Disney, ABC, ESPN for a long time. Yeah,
which we always thought ESPN was a little too cozy with the Lakers. Now it's probably going to be even more so.
They literally own the Lakers.
Nah, they're as close as they can to owning it, basically.
That's crazy. That is a wild turn. So it sounds like they're still on the prowl here for expansion franchise, leader.
It'd be really funny if Mark Walter takes his $2 billion and starts the expansion franchise.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
You get your money back from it.
Like, this is obviously
you had the Lakers for a year to then pay for your now expansion team.
This is obviously the precursor to something. I just
Seems
don't.
that way.
I don't know what with the expansion franchise. I don't know what the timeline is supposed to be on that either. Like when that's supposed to happen. But people seem to think pretty soon.
So okay, I'm now back on the sports brand thing. So I apologize if you're looking
this is
to
a
jump
good topic.
off. Who's fourth? So I think we agree on those, or maybe there's more pushback from you on the Cowboys than I was expecting.
I think that's probably right.
So let's say those three. Who would fourth be? I don't want to say this. It's got to be an NFL team.
It doesn't. I think I could come up with a second in every sport. Now you're thinking like you're thinking valuation,
but
right?
also just like public.
Okay.
The initial one I was going to say was either the Cubs or the Red Sox.
Here's some that come to mind.
Yeah.
The Red Sox, the Cubs would be the next in baseball. The Celtics.
Yep. The Celtics were the first I thought of for basketball.
The Patriots.
So the Patriots are really interesting because they're really, really well known.
But it still kind of operates like a small.
Like I wonder if the Patriots would be less than like say the 49ers.
Yeah.
Which is a historic brand.
The Dodgers. The Dodgers.
Oh, the Dodgers need to be up there.
Are the Dodgers more so than the Red Sox and the Cubs?
They might be now. Because you think about what all comes along with just the Dodgers in general. One, you have a massive fan base.
Yeah.
You have the biggest stars in that sport.
You do.
You have the single greatest media contract in sports.
Yeah.
Which is remarkable in itself.
Shohei Ohtani.
You have Mike Tyson.
No, you have
Shohei Ohtani.
You have Mike Tyson saying Shohei Ohtani.
That's what you get. That's worth a $12 billion valuation right there.
It might be. You might have talked me into the Dodgers.
Shohei Ohtani.
I think it might be the Dodgers. There's two baseball teams that would be.
Yeah.
Now baseball's been around forever.
Who would be the next football team?
I think the
49ers,
the Packers.
Bears would be in the mix as well. Just longevity is one of the main.
Bears are so fascinating because they're so cheaply run, but they're such a massive.
And the Packers kind of are too. Not cheaply run, but
they're in a unique situation.
They operate like a small, thing. Same thing the Red Sox did for a long time. The Red Sox are no longer like that. The Patriots, I think, still have a little bit of a small town, old school feel to them. Like we're a community organization, stuff like that.
The New York Giants don't seem big enough.
Is there a hockey franchise that even approaches the top?
I don't even know what the biggest hockey franchise is.
So Nathan Jasker says the Red Wings. Is it the Red Wings?
I would say the
Red Wings
or the Rangers.
The Red Wings are a big. This feels like a Matt question. I don't feel that I can answer this.
Would you include the Canadian teams because there's so many
North American sports teams?
The Maple Leafs.
Because you could probably say the Canadians of Montreal or the Edmonton Oilers because you had Wayne Gretzky during his.
All the Toronto teams are huge. I mean the Maple Leafs, the Blue Jays, like the Raptors. Weird, but I do like Toronto is a much bigger place than people sort of give it credit.
No, Toronto, the Maple Leafs is a good one for that.
Hank says Steelers, since they're tied for the most Super Bowls. We're once again, this is sort of like a made up thing, but
right?
Biggest public teams combined, biggest brand. That's ultimately what we're going for.
Man, I don't know. It might be the Celtics.
Is this a tiers list?
It could be a tiers list. It'd be an unusual tiers list, but it could be a tiers list.
It would be.
I don't know how we would have to kind of like decide on.
Well,
some
the top
sort of parameter.
three, I mean,
Yeah.
I think we got them.
Yep. And then you talked me into the Dodgers at 4. And then after that,
They
now
didn't
I'm
take
back
much.
to there's like a lot of teams that are like right there, and I don't know how to value NFL versus.
They
other
do this
sports.
every once in a while. There's a list that comes
I
out.
know. I
it's
never
like-
agree with it.
I know. It's like I
Like,
always
how do you
check-
not have the Rays last out of every team?
I always check to see if the Royals are like 3/4 of the way down the list or like bottom 10 of all the professional sports franchises.
They're not bottom 10.
No, they're not.
That's reserved for like
The Columbus Blue Jackets.
whatever the Utah hockey team is now.
The
that used
Mammoth.
to be the Phoenix Coyote.
Yeah.
The Long Island Islanders are probably bottom 10.
The New York Islanders.
Whatever. It's all the same.
They are. I think got a new stadium recently.
Did they?
Yeah.
That thing was dilapidated.
Yeah, Nassau. Yeah,
Yeah, that
disaster.
was-
Yeah, they got a new place.
Brooklyn Nets and Sacramento Kings down in the bottom. With
See,
Utah.
Brooklyn like can't
Brooklyn's
be.
probably up. Sacramento is on the bottom.
Yeah.
The A's. Now I don't know if the Vegas A's, the Sacramento A's, are
Sacramento
definitely
A's
on
for
the
sure.
bottom.
They played in a literal minor league stadium. Tampa, the Rays.
Yep.
And then I don't know. There's probably like 10 hockey franchises out there that operate just sort of like small town franchises.
Buffalo Sabres.
Nathan Zajasker says Indiana Fever. They are.
It's a big brand.
People
big
very
brand now.
much care about
they
the
love-
Indiana Fever
They
right
love
now.
talking. There's a fever about the fever.
The
And it
Indiana
has
Fever
nothing to do with the
There's a
basketball.
fever.
have what's going on right now. I have one final thing for you before we
Okay.
get to accountability. It's a Rob Orich question. So we talked about this with Yelk earlier, right? These two, they play together in college.
I think they both went to South Dakota, so I think that's correct.
Whatever it is, there is a Midwest sort of flair. So Orich said yesterday he's a man from the Midwest, and he had sort of this style about him. He's wearing the vintage hat. He's got the black shirts, logo on his shirt. Like people love this. And I don't think we think about it unless we say it out loud. Like Nebraska has a Midwestern defensive coordinator, which immediately endears him to the folks around here.
People want to like their defensive coordinator.
People very much have a
They
special
want to yell about
kinship.
the offensive coordinator,
with
and
their
they want
defensive
to
coordinator.
like the defensive coordinator.
Ideally, I want my offense. If we're stereotyping, I think you want your offensive coordinator to be I think you want him to be like a hot, skinny guy, like who, really, right? Don't you? And then defensively, I want him to be like
You want him to be Cliff Kingsbury?
I want my offensive coordinator to be Cliff Kingsbury or Lincoln Riley. And then I want my defensive coordinator to be a bearded, like large guy who needs readers to look at his play calling sheet and
Amazing.
has an untucked shirt at all times.
Okay.
That's why I want my
These
defensive
are
coordinator.
not how I envision the respective coordinators, but
This is
I
not,
love that this is how you're going.
I
with
kind of it's sort of Orich. It's definitely not Holgerson.
it. Right. Right.
But that's what people want, right? You want sexy offense and ugly defense.
I don't need the defense to be ugly. I just need it to be attacking.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be ugly.
I mean, they're calling him the mad scientist. He doesn't look like
I heard that Cam Lenhart had dropped that, and Rob Orich admitted that he couldn't read, and so he couldn't be a scientist because of that. But he just likes violent football.
John says on the text line, the bill on his hat looked stupid. He had it like kind of tilted and curved. It was.
I know
it was-
BC wrote about it, and I
was
didn't
good.
see what it looked like, and I had some questions. They both went to Minnesota Duluth. They
Duluth,
both
that's
coached at South Dakota, but they went to Minnesota Duluth.
Yeah,
where
because
they
that's
played.
why Yelk was talking about playing UNL. Dan says Schaefer would be peak at DC. If we had Schaefer as DC,
This is
I like
Happer basically described me minus the readers as a defensive coordinator, which if I could coach anything in football, like I wouldn't want to be a head coach probably. I want to be a defensive coordinator.
I think you would much better
That's
fit
what
as a
I-
defensive
I have
coordinator.
no interest in the offensive side of the ball. I want to murder them and put them in the dirt.
You just don't want to tuck your shirt in.
I don't.
Defensive coordinators don't tuck their shirts in.
No, they hit people.
That's right. They wear hoodies.
I
And
don't
it's
necessarily walk around wanting to hit people.
It's
So that's not
96 degrees
necessarily
out there wearing hoodies and
A lot
black
of them wear hoodies. Yeah.
and long sleeves. You know, like that's a defensive coordinator.
And they drink banquets.
People have a special kinship with their defensive coordinator.
They do.
And I am starting.
It's always been my favorite interview on whatever staff.
I am starting to sense that kinship is growing.
Okay.
Between the folks around here and Rob Orange. Don't you feel it?
Yeah, no, I
I'm
think
feeling the
people,
love.
I think people want to buy in on Rob Arch, in the sense that I think there is a segment of the fan base that is just grasping that they can hold on to something that will be good and continually be good and not just be a mirage.
But this one's especially easy to because he's a Midwest,
right?
He's a Midwest, you know.
He's one of you.
He is one of us. He's OOU. Oh no, I'm buying it. I'm in.
I can get on board with that.
It's not just because of that. Like I like what he brings to the table.
That's good.
Yeah, like that's all great.
That's
like
also part of it.
He was awesome at San Diego State, and he's shown the history of being able to turn around defenses in pretty short order. But also, he's checking a lot of my D coordinator boxes. You know what I mean? Just on the press conferences and stuff like that. I like.
I get it. I get it. I also understand that Holgerson is not checking those boxes.
Holgerson
specifically for the box that you want.
So I'm a Holgerson fan, but he doesn't fit into my box.
I want my offensive coordinator to be a little weird. I don't want him to be,
which Holgerson does.
I don't want him to be
box.
a clout chaser. I honestly don't want him to care about anyone else's opinion. I think that to be a successful offensive coordinator, I think you kind of have to think you're smarter than everyone. And then prove that you are.
You might actually roundabout love Dana Holgerson.
I like the persona of it. It doesn't mean that I appreciate the results that are happening.
All right. But maybe you're willing to give him an extra chance.
Yeah,
because
he checks those boxes, just not the production box.
The dude had a skullet.
Yeah. I mean, he's
throwing in zins on the sideline. Like he's ready to go.
You're likely to find him at the casino after a home game.
Most certainly are. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll get to our accountability and round things out on a Wednesday after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, so we were talking about brands before. I think this is in response to that. Jason wrote in on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed at Happer and Schaefer. Don't underestimate Notre Dame. Now, we were talking about professional sports franchises, but definitely like if you were doing the bumper sticker with the Cowboys, Yankees, Lakers, you would probably throw a Notre Dame logo out there.
Or it'd be Texas or Ohio State.
Texas, Ohio
or
State.
They
Alabama
just did
or
a
Duke.
college version of this, and Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame are the top 3, I think.
Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame, and then basketball is Duke, North Carolina, and
Kentucky or Kansas.
Kansas. It's Kansas.
It's Kansas. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Kansas.
Disgusting, but it's Kansas.
Kentucky is like more regional for whatever reason. Duke and North Carolina are
Kentucky's
totally
big.
national brands.
I feel like it's I feel like Kansas is a much more national thing than Kentucky would be.
I don't know about much, but yeah, more, I think.
Yeah. But
Well,
it's
we're-
also
we're
we're
close to
closer
it.
to it.
Yeah.
So
And then Black Cat tweeted at us a valuation list from the NFL that popped up on his timeline this morning from Mike Cadlick. It says, this is from Sportico, the Patriots are the 4th most valuable NFL franchise behind the Cowboys, Rams, Giants. So Cowboys, Rams, Giants, Patriots, and Jets, who, once again, is a team that is in New York. And that is why they are valuable. They have never been prestigious or good at anything.
yeah, they're just in the
They're just
they're in the city, but they don't play their games in the
Schaefer
city.
had a good take. You want to rip the New York
The
take off?
Yankees' success makes everyone else think that the rest of the teams in New York are more successful than they are.
They definitely rub the prestige off on everybody else. But the truth is, the other franchises that aren't the Yankees are completely idiotic.
Basically seem like they could be run by one of the Three Stooges at any point.
I mean, the
in time.
Mets are the dumb.
The
one
Mets
of
have
the dumbest
been
franchises.
bumbling idiots.
Yes.
The Knicks have been bumbling idiots. The Giants are the closest to the Yankees.
Yes,
in that they have 3 titles. But when they aren't winning titles, they're often just involved
Bumbling
in
idiots.
dumb things.
Yeah.
And so
Jets. The Rangers are close to those.
I don't know enough about the Rangers.
The Rangers are like in the closer to the Yankees Giants territory.
I don't have enough
Prestigious.
NHL brand takes, I guess, is my takeaway.
Maybe you need to get some.
We'll talk to Matt. He can educate you.
Yeah, maybe he would disagree with that. The Islanders though are bubbling.
That I had a take on. I'm familiar with the Islanders, and there's that amazing. It's like a 30 for 30 on the guy who faked having money so he could buy the Islanders.
That's
and,
right. Wow.
Yeah.
What a time.
They drafted like Rick DiPietro. He was supposed to save their franchise as a goalie, and it didn't go well. He was like starting at 18. That's what I know about the Islanders.
Aaron at Papillion writes in: has any value gone up more than the Rams in the last 10 years? I
The
mean,
Rams are amazing.
The Rams.
You have SoFi. You have
They went from St. Louis, bumbling idiots, to one of the most prestigious franchises in the NFL.
Which is crazy because in St. Louis is also when they were in LA and then St. Louis, but it was in their time in St. Louis that they became like a respectable team.
I know they were actually good sometimes.
And then they stopped being respectable for a while, and then they end up in LA where they're now like incredible.
Yeah, they're definitely on this list, they're second.
This is a super dumb, weird question.
All right.
And maybe I should save it for I'll tease this. Maybe we talk about it tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see if I have
And
a
this
thought.
is another potential tiers list idea. Is there a coach in sports you would take over Sean McVay?
Besides Rob Orich?
Sorry, head coach. Defensive coordinators with vibes.
Besides Alan Huss? Okay.
Head coach of professional sports that aren't including NIL-based funding.
I don't think so. Not off the top of my head.
Okay, think about that. I'm curious if there's anybody that even comes to mind. He seems like he's the king of coaching.
Brad Stevens, who's not even a coach.
Yeah,
He's
I love
probably
Brad
the only other guy in this. You got to make
he's a
Brad
GM.
Stevens say no.
I'm still sad that he left Butler to go, slum it up with the Celtics.
I know. Now he's making horrible trades.
Yeah. Making one
Catastrophic.
producer very mad.
Catastrophic.
All right, so let's get to some accountability.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for accountability.
What we got today? Joey, why don't we start with you?
Waking up at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's why he's in a bad mood.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because I kept making fun of.
No, it's not that.
He did take his
I
hat
do
off.
feel bad about it.
Yeah, I was waiting for people to
You made
notice.
him remove his hat.
No, I was pulling a Happer and just changing the hat look, and then took it off for the last segment. Apparently, no one noticed.
So you woke up at 3:30. Is there any reason why?
No, I went to sleep early, woke up at that time, and then just couldn't get back to sleep. So I'm like, screw it, I'm up.
Wow,
it happens.
What'd you
every now
do?
and then.
What did you do with your 2 hours?
Just stared at the ceiling.
No, you didn't. You looked at your phone, right?
Yeah, just see if there was anything I missed sports news wise. See if there's
scrolled on
any.
That's why I
headlines.
knew about the Royals Dodgers score because he was so bored. He was trying to look at baseball scores to get back to sleep.
You really can get sucked in. I mean, you can scroll for an hour without even really knowing.
Then I was reading through. I was looking at Schaefer's text message from last night on that Viper and football.
The
helmet.
Viper and the helmet.
In the helmet.
You were already asleep when I sent the initial text message?
I was getting there.
Okay.
Usually I'll get text messages in the evening and I won't get to it because I'm zoned out for the day.
Put the phone down. It's a good move. Good job by you. Waking up at 3:30.
You have like a no-fly zone for text messages after 7 o'clock. You're not looking at them.
Yeah, around 8 o'clock. If I get an email or a text message, I'll acknowledge that I have it, but I'm not gonna dig into it. That's just me. I don't want to engage in things, especially if I have to get up early the next day.
And then you might wake up at 3 in the morning.
Man's got his principles.
I had one and then I forgot about it. So my accountability is that I can't remember what I wanted to be accountable
I
for
agree with you. I don't know. There was something that came up during the show. I was like, oh, there goes accountability.
I had one yesterday and I was like, oh, I got to remember this.
I still forgot what your accountability was yesterday, Connor. You were asking me if I remembered, and I totally forgot about it because I was putting out fires.
We did get a text from Pedro. He says, hi, guys. I want to take accountability. I do not shave every day, and sometimes I look scruffy like an old prospector. Today, I shaved, and it feels so good, just like a haircut or when someone shaves their head. It feels clean. It really does. I did. I reshaved my dome yesterday.
A nice. Yeah, I noticed yesterday. I meant to comment on it when I walked in. I was like, whoa.
I had to clear it out.
Yeah. And maybe that's why it's so reflective.
Whenever I put if I'm putting a suit jacket on at any point, I'm like, I got to shave my head too. You know, you can't go into there looking scruffy with the suit jacket on.
How many suits do you own?
Like full suits.
Yeah, like
3. I think 3.
A suit implies that there's a jacket in the pants.
I have probably 5 jackets.
I don't want to throw you under the bus, but that was a McMaster level response.
I will say though, here's some accountability. Every time I buy a suit jacket, it's blue. I don't want you
got too much blue.
I need to buy a different color suit jacket. But I love blue, and I love the way I look in blue so much.
I have 2 dark blue, like 3 gray and 1 brown. I need to get
a brown.
See if Coach Matt could lend you the pink suit for the pink out game.
I think that I would be.
Well, it's not that's just a blazer, right?
I would look like the kids from Little Rascals if I put on Mac's suit jacket.
Is it? It's Jerry Ryan, right? Like if they're listening,
hey, Jerry Ryan,
you want us to look good here on Happer and Schaefer. We're interested.
I am interested in being fit for a suit jacket. Yes, there's no doubt about that. Okay. All right.
Can't think of better models for Jerry Ryan than us.
That is our accountability for today. We appreciate you all listening to the show. If you miss anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Crossover with Matt coming up next.